What's up, y'all? I'm being lazy today, so I'm just sitting in the bed. I ain't feel like going to the shop. But thank you, lovely, for sharing. Y'all, how many of y'all watched the Simone Biles being this morning? I actually my wife got up for work, and what's up, Aisha? My wife got up for work, and it was about 3:50 this morning, and I watched I actually set my alarm, but I walked to the door anyway. Thank you for sharing my video, Aisha. And I actually watched the whole competition, and Simone did not deserve to get the bronze medal. She got the bronze. When I tell you, if y'all haven't watched it, go back and watch it. They cheated her. She actually the first little girl from China that went. I think both of them was 16 years old, and she was pretty good. They were saying that when she was doing her, didn't watch it, but I'm proud of her too, Aisha. But she got bronze in that event back in Rio, but she could have got she deserved more than a 14 point, a straight 14. They cheated her. So the first little China girl, the little girl from China, she went before Simone. Simone went third, and the little girl, I don't know, I feel so uncomfortable. I guess I'm so close to this damn thing. But the girl, she did pretty good, and the commentators were saying that when she was doing her routine, she was like, when she would kind of like come a little wobbly, she would like keep connecting it. So as she kept connecting it, excuse me, excuse me, as she kept connecting it, it didn't look like she really was messing up. So Simone went third. Simone changed her dismount. What's up, Simply? I didn't really see Simone lose any points. She did a double pipe dismount. She changed her dismount because she had the twisties. What's up, Simply A? And yeah, Simone. So she kind of like badly kind of like stepped out. Did you watch it? Simply? It was on this morning. She to me, she didn't really lose any points, and she should have scored over 14. So the first Chinese girl I was telling you about, she scored a 14.2 something something. What's up, lovely? So she scored a 14.2 something something. So when she scored that, if anybody want to come up, let me know. So when she scored that, I said, okay. So then Simone was in the silver. She had moves she could do no other person could, and they made her feel bad for that. Right, simply she got four. I was reading all her accomplishments. She got four moves named after her in the Olympics, and she would have had another one on the vault, but she didn't ever perform the vault because she was gonna do that. What's up, exquisite black queen? How you doing? Thank you for stopping by. She was gonna do it this real difficult move, but she didn't perform it. So so when the last little lady went, the other little 16-year-old from China, they were saying her difficulty was like her, I think she made like a 16 point something. But I'm telling you, this girl she was messing up. She didn't do as good as the one that went before Simone, the one that went number one. So they actually went, I think, first and sixth. When I tell you, okay, you gotta pay that rent. Okay, get that rent. Make that money. Don't let that money make you. You see how they hate on African Americans, disgust me. I agree. I agree simply. So when I just knew for a fact that Simone was not gonna drop down to third place. So when what's up, Benj Thinker? All right, what you cooking, Benj? So I just knew that Simone wasn't gonna drop down all the way. And when I tell you they made that last girl all the way up, and she ended up having a 14 or 15 or something like that, and she clearly took the gold. But it wasn't fair at all. But one thing about Simone and that I'm listening to about the throwing. So I know you said you got to go pay that rent. I don't want to pay rent. I paid mine yesterday. So so Simone, that's not her favorite. That's not her favorite apparatus. So she won bronze a few years ago in Rio. So a lot of people. I'm still proud of her, and I know she's glad it's over. She won't be in any more Olympics. She's tied with Shannon Miller for the most medals for a female gymnast. So that's good. It wasn't fair. I think they told her to come back and throw the competition. Something ain't right with that. Now, what competition you talking about? Simply, let me drop this link in case you want to come up here. What competition you think she threw? Because I do think she really had the twisties, but by her giving up all those positions that she gave up, she what's up, Jessica Epps? Appreciate you for stopping in. I hope everybody that stopped in hit the sub button for me. Anybody that want to come up is welcome to come up. We just talking about what's in the news. If y'all got something y'all want to talk about, we can run it. But yeah, simply, I don't think she threw it. I think by her stepping up. What's up, Houston? What's up? By her throwing it, I don't think she threw it. What's up, Armin? She won. Congrats to her. Yeah, she won. She won the bronze. You washing hair? Ooh, girl, you don't never get a break. You just work, work, work. That pocketbook got to be fat, fat, fat. Yeah, she won. I was up at 3:50 this morning. She competed. But what I was saying simply, I think by her was good. Would you, Jessica, do you think they scored her too low? I do. So simply, I think by her not competing in those events, she gave the US a chance to get medals. So Jade Carey ended up getting gold on the floor. Suni Lee, I don't think she would have took Suni Lee in the uneven bars, but Suni Lee got the uneven bars, and then Suni Lee came up. No, uneven bars. Suni Lee got I can't remember. Yeah, and uneven bars. They say she didn't do her. Somebody told me she didn't do her full routine. So she came up with bronze, but that's her event. So and then on the vault, Michaela Skinner ended up coming back with silver. So all the events that she stepped away from, we end up mailing in. Lovely love. I caught your video today. You were talking so calm, I dozed out. I thank you for it. Sleep. Okay, Asha, you got to get back to sleep. I say that because she was on her A game before she left for a quick minute, then came back a little off. Yeah, simply, I think I see her with that purse. I think simply, I agree with you. I think that she, that's difficult when you are so good that they won't score you to how good you are. So that has to be very frustrating, very frustrating. So, I mean, I don't like that. Did anybody get to see the shot putting? We was talking about this briefly yesterday. The shot putter Raven Saunders that threw up the X. And I think I seen on her Twitter that she said she had a meeting I think that was yesterday, and because they already a day ahead of us. What's up, Fate? How you doing today? That she threw up the X, and they were saying that they don't want you doing any kind of display, political display on the podium. Right, that she has superhuman strength. I can't stop wondering if it's a super spreader event. You talking about the Olympics? Bench? I'm good, Fates. I'm good. I'm just chilling. Black women work out. Get over it, people. Right? She's very, 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 very strong. She's very strong. Thank you, Lovely, for sharing the video. And thank you, Aisha, for sharing the video. Yeah, I don't. So anybody check out Raven Sanders, the lady that did the. She has a purple and green hair, and she threw up the X on the podium. She won the. I think she won the silver medal, silver or bronze. I can't remember, but I actually watched her, and they talking about trying to pull a medal. So she tweeted that she gonna run out the country if they try to take a medal. I don't think they should take a medal, but her excuse for why she threw up the X, I'm not buying it. Thank you, simply. But I'm not buying it. She said there's something about bringing everybody together, so she threw up the X like that to like to cross some kind of excuse. I'm gonna have to go back on there and look to see what she said. Thank you, simply, for sharing my video. I appreciate everybody. I got some work to do so I can get on here. Well, thank you, Aisha.
Hey, I'm gonna be real quick.
What's
So
up?
with Simone, I honestly think that she, you know, how can I say? Like I didn't see her performance today, but
Hmm.
I did watch her when she was trying to practice in Tokyo to determine if she was gonna go back to the team and to just try to get it right. And you could see the true frustration in her not being able to do what she needed to do with the twisties. And then it wasn't until an article I read where she pointed out, if you would see, because people were trying to say she was faking, where she pointed out you could see when I was mid-air the confusion in my eyes because I couldn't feel my place basically in space.
Right.
And so I understood that. um I also understood that they said that there's something that happens with gymnasts often, but I still can't help but think, at what point, because she's endured so much, right? And she's overcome a lot, and like she's made a lot of strides. And I think it was Simply A that said it, like she has four um moves that she's done that no one has ever done, I think there's four um that's named after her, and I think she was supposed to do a new one.
Right.
um
She's supposed to do one on the vault where they say it was very dangerous. Nobody has ever done it. And
yes,
no woman has ever done it. And she actually done it in a competition. I think World Games she did it in, but she
yes,
didn't do it to qualify. I was looking forward to it. It's actually a video on YouTube. It
yes,
was
but could you
well.
imagine her trying to do that on that vault, and she can't figure her, and she's not able to find her place
Right,
in space.
right.
And so it also made me think about, there's this it's called sensory processing disorder. And
Mhm.
so, like, a lot of children with autism have it, and it's like your proprioception. um God, I can't think of the other names, but basically they do a lot of moving back and forth because they can't find their place in space, and so that's why they use weighted blankets, weighted jackets, compression shirts, things like that, to help them find their place in space. And that's just on the ground. So
Okay.
she's trying to find her place in space in the air. So when I see her getting a bronze medal, and I think about everything that she's gone through, not just as a gymnast in general, but even with the trial, with the stuff that happened with the doctor, and I watched that trial, and he had no remorse whatsoever.
Right.
Um, her brother in that trial, in the 911 call, and how it never even headlines. It was never his name. It was always Simone Biles' brother in trial for some, you know what I'm saying? So that was a lot. And so he just got off, I want to say, what, in May or whatever, where he was acquitted. And I think he was
Yeah.
tried twice. And that's, I mean, so for me, what I pray comes from this is that, as, and this is no disrespect to any other race, but as Black women, that we can actually take a moment to stop and realize we are not supernatural.
Right.
We are humans. There are times when we just can't. And hearing her say that, she said it wasn't that I didn't want to. She said I had to realize that I couldn't. I can't. And so even with her getting a bronze, I'm good with the bronze. Like,
I am too.
and I think the B being good with the bronze is almost like that realization of, guess what? We don't always have to come in first place. You get what I'm saying? Like, all our lives we've been taught. I even did it with my kids. I'm a bad mama, y'all. I used to tell them, Ricky Bobby Daddy said, if you ain't first, you're last.
Right.
um,
That's just the competitive spirit that we all have.
yes, but I was happy to see for the first time somebody take just just be okay with the fact that, okay, I can't, and so this is what I can give you, and take this. And so she came back with what she could do, and she gave it the best that she got, and she still got a medal. Now, had she not walked away with any medal, I'd be ready to flip some stuff over.
Right.
But
Right.
she walked away with the medal. She said, right, but they know it, and we know it, that African Americans are. Oh yeah,
Right.
yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Aisha, did you check her out on? I was talking about it on Properly Bonafides. Did you check her out when I follow her? So I was up one late one night, and she actually did a Q&A where she let anybody ask something. So I just said, like, I didn't ask a question. I just sent her like a, like, not prayer, but praying hand saying we love you, we proud of you, blah blah blah. So she was actually, she showed, I don't know if you've seen this video where she was showing, where she was actually using a gym in Tokyo.
Mm-hmm.
And you saw those videos where
Yeah,
she kept falling in the
you
pit,
could hear
and
that frustration.
she was frustrated, and she was like, ugh,
Mm-hmm.
like that. So she was explaining what it was, and everybody was asking her, well, what can you do? She was like, all my routines have twists and flips in it. And she was saying that a lot of people kept saying that she quit and things like that. Like, it was a lot of still negative people today saying that, well, she the GOAT, why she didn't win gold. She came back and won. Bro, I say people just can't be happy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm proud of her. I mean, it wasn't her strong event. She came back. That's the same. But if you actually watch it, if you have Peacock, Peacock is free. They're
Mm-hmm.
doing all the replays, and any event you want to see is on Peacock. Um, she actually did not win bronze. She won silver. Because
Okay.
when you watch the first 16-year-old little girl from China, she went. Simone went third, and that girl, like they were saying, she was kind of wobbling, but
Mm-hmm.
they were saying the way she moved her arm, so she was still connecting. So that was fine. But the last little girl, now her difficulty was higher. She had the highest difficulty. She went last, but she messed up quite a bit. And you just should have, you knew that Simone still should have been second. But and if she wasn't gonna be second, I didn't see how that last little Chinese girl went with all them errors that she made, came and made first place. She just took her teammate out. She went straight up to first place, and then that made Simone be third.
Did she do any type? I'm gonna have to go watch it. Did she do any type of twisted? Like, I know on the beam, they can do the.
You get on there where she has her little thing where she does they told me, they said the name today. Well, where they sit on there and they spin.
Yeah, she does that real well.
She does that real well. She does it. I think she did one set of it. She kind of like caught the
Yeah, and
beam
she's
with
done.
her foot. She
Hmm.
caught the beam with her foot one time, but she didn't do any like. And then she did a couple of flips on the beam, flawless. And she did a double pike off, which she changed that because she didn't want to do a lot of flipping. And
Hmm.
she landed perfect. I didn't see any deductions, and she got a clear 14 flat. And the other girl was already at a 14 2.3 or something like that. So then you got to think about it. Then Suni Lee performed. She did that spin. She did more than one, a little bit more
Hmm.
than what one, a little more. And then all of a sudden, she ended up being all the way down. Then they had one, So I still feel like I'm proud. I'm proud. I'm not gonna complain because it's over. There's nothing that we can do. She did end up tying Shannon Miller for the most medals by female gymnasts, and then they was just doing all her accomplishments. I'm gonna read her accomplishments while
So
you talk.
based on you seeing her on the beam
Hmm.
anytime before, because I've seen her on that beam, and it's I don't know what they call that when you do the foot thing, but like I've seen her. I think I want to say the most time she's done it is 3, but it may have been more.
Hmm.
And because I want to say one of those like is named after her as well.
Right. I gotta find out because she was supposed to get that. She's supposed to get that one. I got it in my story on Instagram. Hold
So
on.
my question is, did it, as much as we know she's a gold medalist,
Hmm.
was that a, like you say, well, she should have got silver because of the of what the other young lady something, but was that a even a silver medal performance for Simone Biles? Do you get what I'm saying?
You know what? When you put it that way, so probably not because she took a lot. What's up, Sassy? Probably not. You're right, Aisha. I didn't
Did
think
she
about
play
that
it safe?
because
Yeah.
right, she played it safe, and by her playing it safe, she was effortless, and she didn't do a lot of extra. Like when I was telling you about the spin, that
Mm-hmm.
that last gymnast that won the gold, she ended up doing it like about 2 or 3 times. Simone did it like one good complete turn. So you right. So this is her at age 24. 7 Olympic medals, 4 of them are gold.
Mm-hmm.
25 world championship medals, 19 of them are gold. 4 gymnastic skills named after her. That's hold on, I got this.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to put it on there. That's impressive for 24.
Heck yeah. And every 24, and look at all the, I'm sorry, I don't
Yeah,
want to cuss. And look at all the stuff
that's
that, the
impressive.
other stuff that she dealt with. Like that wasn't, well, outside of the doctor, that wasn't gymnast related. You get what I'm saying? That's a lot. Like,
What's up, Jada?
I'm with her 100%. Way to go. Congratulations. I'm proud of you. I'm even proud of her for being 24 and being wise enough to know I'm not about to go out here and hurt myself. No, because I did hear that the practice gym that she used in Tokyo, that thing that she was, it sounded like she was hitting it hard. And
Yeah,
they
she
said
wasn't
the floor in the actual Olympics is much,
hard, much
and
harder.
so I'm proud of her for not trying to push herself beyond a limit that she knew she couldn't exceed. And some people may say, well, um that's not drive. That's not, you know what I'm saying, effort. But no, you can't say that to somebody who has 4 different what do you call it?
Skill sets named after them.
Named after her.
Would
So
have had 5 if she wouldn't have got the twisties, and that was just stress. That was
yeah,
stress
that
related, being away from home and not being scored to your ability to perform because she was just out. She was if she would have been okay and she would have brought the gold and silver home and everything.
hmm
And by her stepping aside and not going out there trying to kill herself, she gave all her teammates a chance. All everybody on the team came back with a medal. The
and,
whole team.
and she cheered them on.
And,
Like
and you
you
could
got,
hear her mouth if you pay attention in the background. You could hear her.
yes,
And it was so good when she came off. Aisha, you have to watch it. When
I
she
am.
came down, everybody, China, Canada, everybody gave her a hug.
Wow.
And they were saying, and after everybody, they was all giving each other a hug, and they one of the commentators said, "This is like a breath of fresh air because the men they don't do this."
Wow.
And it's like after every gymnast came down, they were giving each other hugs.
Wow.
And when I say that, you brought me back to perspective because it wasn't a Simone Biles,
hmm
even though that's her weakest apparatus. She had to take a lot out where she could be able to get that get that out there where she can perform safely.
hmm
And when she came down, Aisha, she grabbed her heart like 3 times.
Yes, girl, I can. Ooh, I'm about to cry.
She,
I'm
she
about to.
grabbed her heart. It was beautiful. I was in here screaming and
Uh,
hollering at 4 o'clock in the morning.
And I say that because and then I'm gonna get off
I'm gonna ask you one more thing before you jump down. Go
because
ahead.
I'm about to cry for real. Jesus Christ, because y'all, when we're going through something, and just think about it, because that was her brother's second. She loves her brother. He
Right.
that was his second trial, right?
Hmm.
So no double jeopardy now.
Hmm.
She could breathe,
Right.
but now that I can breathe, that's when your mind start getting affected. That's when you start thinking about all the things that could have you know what I'm saying? But when you're in it, it's fight or flight, so you're gonna fight. But when that adrenaline comes down, you still got to deal with all the emotions, all the effects, everything of, you know, towards what happened. And if she said today, I'm
Hmm.
satisfied, I want to retire, I would, I, baby, I would think no less of her.
But I
No,
think she aged out of the Olympics. I don't think she can compete in the Olympics no more. Thank you, Peace Love, for sharing my video.
what's the age limit?
I don't think they go after 25. I don't think. I don't think they 25, 26. I
Really?
won't, I'm gonna have to look. I'm gonna look that up. I'm gonna show you something. Then I'm gonna look it up while you tell me what you think about. Oh shit! I lost the whole. I had it on my hand on it. Here she go. What you think about this?
I will not shut up and just, wow.
No, she didn't say that. That's what that's LeBron uninterrupted. You know how they always say they just want us to be quiet and cut.
Yeah.
But what I'm showing you this is you see how she has her hand in the X.
Yeah.
She's a LGBT. She's in the
Wow.
LGBTQ, but she was a shot putter. And let me look at that again because I think I misquoted it. She won silver.
Wow.
Michael Phelps not in the Olympics no more, Jadon. I think he's out, and it may be different in swimming versus. I think swimming you go longer than gymnastics because gymnastics they start young. Cause they had one little girl on there. I was gonna look up. I was like, how old is she? 5. But the girl that won the gold and the silver was 16. So I think I'm gonna look that up, but I'm gonna give you the backstory on her before you jump down. Her name is Raven Sanders.
Hmm.
She's a she's a shock putter. Her hair is purple on one side, green on the other.
Hmm.
And when she won her medal throwing the shot put, she was twerking and doing everything else. Just a big ball of fun. She's a big ball of fun. But she threw up the X
Hmm.
on the podium. And you know they already been talking about the kneeling and the display of the political and the racial display that
Hmm.
they weren't going to tolerate. The committee wasn't going to tolerate that. So now they're having meetings to see what they're going to do about what she did.
That wasn't.
29 for gymnasts simply. So hopefully they don't take her medal. But she came up with a lame little thing, and she said that was the X to bring everybody together, like from the because she was in the. No, she's not in the middle because she's on the side because she won the silver. But I was like, I ain't buying that one. But I don't know. I just hope that they don't take her medal.
How old is she?
She is Raven is. Let me look her up right quick. Give me a second.
That
Raven.
X could be
She's
explained
young though.
much though, because we do it when just just
25. She's 25. So you
all,
and
all,
she's short. She's from Charleston, South Carolina.
all I gotta do is go find a picture of a white person that did it, and I'm sure there's one out there.
And they were saying that somebody did some kind of display and they didn't take anything away from him. I gotta find out what sport that was in. But I just hope they don't take her medal.
But is it a hateful display? You do
She
you?
was smiling. She was smiling.
Yeah, I would have to look more into that. Just, but if I think somebody said that, or there was a running joke that she was just gonna take her medals and leave. Take your medals and go on to the
Yeah,
house.
I said that she said she was gonna leave the country
Take your medals and go on to the house.
looking for the age for Olympic gymnastics. Let's see. Okay, you must be at least 16 years of age. I guess it isn't. It said current regulations. Currently, per the 1997 regulation, gymnasts must be at least 16 years of age or turning 16 within the calendar year to compete. Hold on, let me bring Simply up. What's up, Simply?
Hey, Simply.
Hey, hey y'all.
You have a cutoff. I asked what's the age limit. Oh, okay. There's no specific age limit for taking part in the Olympic Games. Okay, Jadon and Simply, y'all was right.
So if
The
she, hey, I'm good. I'm gonna take this, and baby, I would salute her for that because she's done more in her 24 years
Right.
than some 48
mm,
year olds double her age have
Right.
done in lifetime. So yeah,
right.
and not only that, her
Did y'all hear about the I don't see my little bubble moving. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we see. We hear you.
Oh, okay.
We hear
It's a
you.
little delay. It's a delay.
Simply. Okay. We hear you. You keep stopping. We hear you.
we can hear you.
I didn't know Simone was a Pisces.
It's a
That's
it's a delay.
but we can just keep talking. We can hear you. Unless you want to drop down and come
Oh,
back
okay.
because we
Well, I was gonna ask. No, I just came up here to ask. Did y'all hear about that one dude? I don't know. He plays in the Olympics too, but I forgot what sport he was playing. But he was all like one backbone, and you gotta know let your emotions get the best in you and not, or something like that. It's a time and place for everything. And then he lost. He he played in the Olympics. What you call it when you play tennis, the racket thing into the crowd, and he flipped over a few things and walked off or ran off.
mm,
After he
wow.
said all that,
Now he may be banned.
who did?
Yeah, I see why her thing. Let me see. Tennis player. Aisha, you there?
I'm here.
Yeah. Simply, you might have. Oh, she
She
muted
on
herself.
mute. You've muted.
She muted herself. I didn't mute her. Okay, there she go. You say
Damn,
the
I'm
tennis
gonna drop
player.
off and come back. Something wrong with my
Yeah,
audio.
come back because it was like sound like you was underwater. I'm
Okay.
trying to look him up. That's crazy.
I want
I didn't
to
see
know who
that.
do you represent.
I know. What you say? What he do? Throw his racket.
Yeah, and flip some stuff.
What he
I'm
say?
sorry.
Tantrum.
And flip some stuff
Oh,
off.
here you go. 2 days ago. He probably from Russia. It sounds like a Russian name. Nuvark. Okay, I ain't gonna chop up the last name. He threw a tantrum after losing the bronze medal match at the Olympics. He dropped out of the mixed doubles, and his partner to missed a chance at a medal. Earlier, said he no longer allowed pressure to get to him. So that's when then he threw that. Hey, D Spot, official D Spot. What's up, Joyce?
Hey everybody.
So he made that big thing saying that I'm gonna show you a picture of him.
Oh, that poor baby.
He said he showed the true difference between how he and Simone handles pressure.
She could have turned some shit over if she wanted to, but she didn't. I mean,
So he lost the bronze, so he didn't get no medal, so he just had a whole fit.
fit, yeah. Mm-mm. But yet they want to talk negatively about her.
Right.
She handled herself with such class and still rooted them on.
Came back, talked to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did look stupid, simply. Yeah, but my thing is she rooted him on, and like I say, everybody had a chance to win because I was saying before you came up, Jay Carey ended up winning the gold in floor. Um, somebody told me Suni Lee did not do her complete routine in uneven bars because she's very good in that.
Hmm.
She won the bronze. She ended up winning the gold in the all around. So she ended up going home with every medal. She got gold, silver, and bronze.
Did they say why
And
she didn't do her
hmm,
thing? Because I remember my husband telling me about that. Because that's the young lady whose dad is in a wheelchair, right? And
yeah, she went home with a gold, a silver, and a bronze.
did they say why she didn't do her full routine?
I don't know. I think she messed up because somebody was telling me I need to go back and watch it because they were saying something about her feet was touching because when you go from one bar to the next, I guess she was touching, and I guess she got up there and kind of got lost a little bit, and she didn't do her whole because she's very strong on the uneven bars. I was very surprised that she came away with the bronze, but she's going home at. I think how old is Suni? I think Suni is what 17, 18, because she's getting ready to go to college. She's
Yeah.
going to go to Auburn.
And not only that, her dad was sick when she left.
Right, and then he's in
So
that wheelchair. He got paralyzed. But did you see her story?
yeah,
And he went
girl.
through that wood plank in
Yeah,
her yard, and she was flipping on that as
yeah,
a kid.
yes. When I tell you,
Amazing.
such a y'all, I'm a big crybaby when it comes to stuff like that. Yes, baby. Yes, I did. I
Yeah,
did.
they did simply. They did a lot of nitpicking, and I'm glad Jordan Childs. Her mom has to turn herself in for I think wire fraud. That's the other black girl that was on the team, and she got her first medal. And she was ready to quit gymnastics, and Simone told her to come down to Texas and train with her because Simone don't have a big gym out here in Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
And they end up bringing her life back to gymnastics, and look where she is. She's a silver medalist.
Wow.
And so I just knew that she had the most medals, so she ended up being tied with Shannon Miller.
She may come back. I mean, she hadn't said anything one way or the other, but I
Right.
would be mad if she said I'm okay. They was
Yeah.
talking about holding people back.
She could probably do what if she go back 4 more years, well, 3 more years from now because we already a year over.
Mm-hmm.
She would be. She just turned 24. She would be what 27.
Mm-hmm.
I
Still
would just I would just do probably World Games. I wouldn't even go back to the Olympics because the way they treated her and they don't want to score her with the because she's way above the rest of the class.
right.
So you
And so
can't
that's
score her.
we have to look at how she got the bronze, but was that a Simone Biles bronze? And based off what you told me and what I've seen her do on a bar, then that was a Simone Biles
Right.
bronze.
I have to agree with you. It wasn't.
You know,
So they didn't give her nothing. She earned it
right?
for what she had to do. So when you bring it to me that way, then I can start whining.
You was not whining.
I think I was because I was pissed when I say I text my wife. My wife said I made it to work. I text. I said I'm mad as hell. She said, "Why?" She thinks something happened. I say Simone lost.
No,
And
she
she was
you
like,
see.
"You ready for me to leave out the door, huh?" I said, "Yeah, you gotta go." I said, "Cause Simone about to get up." I said, "You gotta hurry up." I'm trying to, cause you know how you keep looking back at the TV and
Mm-hmm.
like, girl, you gonna walk out this door? Cause I gotta get back to the TV. She's like, you sure look like you ready for me to go. I was like, yeah, cause
You gonna have
Simone
to
about to go
do
on. I thought it
something.
was like she was going on right at 3:50.
Baby, he walked around with that phone in his hand, looking like a mini TV, watching every game.
Yeah, sassy. I think Joyce laughing at me. I think the Olympics is in Paris next, and then it come back to the United States. So we got 7 more years before it come back here. But if I agree with you. If it was here, I
Ready?
think she should come back because we got 3 more years, and I think it goes to Paris, and then it goes back to I think Atlanta. No, L.A. It goes back to L.A. in 7 years. So she. Oh,
Had
it's in Australia. Okay, so correct. Well, thank you for the correction. I don't know why I said Paris. So it's in Australia. Okay.
it seems like we just had it in Australia within the last 10 to
Let
12
me let
years.
me let me fact check, but she might be right. I don't know why I thought Paris. Where is the? I sure appreciate you coming up here with me.
Oh, my pleasure.
Cause I was like, I was
I
just
couldn't
want to come
say-
on and talk because we're gonna color tomorrow night.
Hopefully, I feel better and can join.
I think Voodoo wrote me on IG. I'm gonna have to see. Oh, she just Googled it. So 2028 will be in LA, like I said, in 2024. No, Paris, France. Sass. That might be the World Games you looked up right there.
Parent, yeah,
I
potty.
knew it was. I knew when one of me and one of my clients was talking about it, so that's how I knew. So the 2024 will be held in Paris, France.
So, have you done, and I haven't, any research on the twisties, like as far as anybody else having it, and if it's something that goes away or if that's kind of like the mark of coming towards the the end of.
Okay, okay, you finished?
Mhm.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
You fine.
So, when I was listening to her, and then I was listening to a couple of athletes. So Dominique Dawes, you remember Dominique Dawes?
Mhm.
Dominique got on and she said that it is coming. It's coming for a lot of athletes. Then I saw they went and took it to baseball. So you know how when the pitcher is throwing to the back catcher and the back catcher just keep missing the ball?
Mhm.
So they say it's coming in athletes. So it's and me and probably Bonafide was talking about it, and she said it's muscle memory. It's
Mhm.
something with that. So Dominique Dawes said that it actually can happen for a day, it can happen for a week, it can happen for the rest of your career sometime. So I think it's stress related.
Mhm.
I don't think it's for her forever because she was able to still flip off that beam.
Mhm.
So she don't flip on. She always just gets on.
Yeah.
So y'all watching Jennifer Hudson as Aretha. It ain't came out yet, simply. I want to see it. But I'm
So
gonna tell y'all a good one. If I have y'all watched the one that's on Hulu? Have you watched that one, Aisha? The Jennifer Hudson, I mean the Aretha movie on Hulu?
I have not.
You have to watch it. It's called it's National Geographic made it. They did one on Versace, and it's another guy that they did. So the family didn't like it. So the family didn't go behind the one because it was a lady from I think she was from Australia. She played Aretha.
Mhm.
And a lot of people was like, why they didn't give that to a black to a black actress. But T.I. was in that one. Glenn Thurman was in that one.
So
Check
did they
that one out. It's like about a 4 to 6 part series, but
did
it's a
they talk
good
about
one.
her oldest child?
Yes, they talked about her
Bye.
2 kids. Yeah. And
Baby,
that daddy of hers.
I just found out when she died, and I'll never forget because we still have Sunday dinners, and we were in the house at my grandma's, and my auntie them just brought it up like it was nothing because they were living in Memphis, and my aunt was
Mhm.
like, "Yeah, you know that first one is named after her daddy and was by her daddy," and we was all fixing our plates, and literally all the nieces was like, "What?" Like, like say that again because I had never heard that, and yeah, at that point it was because the house is still there.
That's the lady that plays. It's called Genius.
She's not black,
She's from I think she's British. She's not from Australia, she's British.
but she's black, right?
Hey, you know
I
they
mean,
said they want
like
they
Brittany.
she looked black to me,
She look black to me too.
but you know they wanted an American actress to
Oh
play.
yeah, 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 yeah. Because I
So
remember was it her they did the whole Fantasia versus Jennifer Hudson type thing, which I thought was
so this one is so it's called Genius Aretha, and it's actually 8 episodes. So it'll tell you season 3.
wait a minute, Sif to say what a third
Yeah,
season?
but I think the first I think all her kids was by the daddy. The first two. Because I don't want to tell y'all the movie because I want y'all to watch the movie. I'm just gonna say this. I want y'all to go watch the Genius. The daddy took her on the road because you
Uh
remember all her sisters could sing.
huh.
So the daddy took her on the road, and when he took her on the road, she was being a little. He was out supposed to be a preacher, but he was out doing
Hmm.
everything. And when he was doing everything, she would get into stuff. So men was giving her liquor. So it never just came out in the movie and said that he was the dad, but she never would tell nobody who was the dad. She said it was one of her classmates, but you never seen this man. And but the daddy, this is what's so cold. And I'm just gonna tell y'all this because I want y'all to go watch it. The daddy end up having when the mama end up leaving, or he took. I can't remember if her mom left, or he took the kids from her, or whatever. But he was a compulsive cheater, so he ended up getting a younger woman. But then one of the women, the mamas from the church, came and told the wife, the second wife, that he got her daughter pregnant, and that was a 16-year-old.
all
So Reverend C.L. Franklin was something
I'm
else.
serious. That's what I'm saying. All I know is I also remember my aunt saying, and to hear your aunts, I'm talking 75,
Mm-hmm.
using words like orgy, it's just like
Yeah.
it was
Full
like
picture.
it was so like I don't want to talk about it anymore. But they said that gospel circuit, because it was like that they were a gospel group and they could
It
sing,
was a circuit.
and it was here in Memphis. It started here in Memphis because it's church
Mm-hmm.
here in Memphis.
Mm-hmm.
The way they talked, and the fact that everybody knew this, though, I'm like, so everybody knew this. This was not a secret, and because they was just talking about it all willy nilly, like, and it was like this big, even though it's gospel, it was still like this big orgy type group thingy that just was like, whoa. It was too much for me because it caught me off guard. I was like, what?
Sassy, y'all gotta watch it. That's something that y'all can go check it out and we can all talk about it. But it's that I just put it in the thing. But Aisha, check this out. So you remember Reverend James Cleveland, right?
Mm-hmm.
He came on the circuit, and him and Aretha had got very, very close.
Mm-hmm.
And the dad ended up when I think she ended up telling, she trusted James Cleveland. So she told James Cleveland that she was pregnant the second time. And when the daddy found out, so I think maybe the daddy may not been the second baby dad, the second
Mm-hmm.
daddy, because I do remember that he got mad at James Cleveland because he didn't tell him. And he was like, he held her secret in confidence, and he got mad and he kicked him off the circuit.
Wow. Now I know for sure.
Well, if you do a show, Sassy, let me know so I can come on and talk. Since you wanna do it over there, come and talk.
I do know for sure the first one, because she also named him after her dad,
Okay, so
and
that may be it.
and
But
he's
that's you have to be disgusting.
cognitive. He has a cognitive disability.
Younger women.
Um,
But
and
why her? Why you didn't do? I mean, we don't know if he did mess with the other daughters.
true. That's true. That's deep. That's deep. I'm sorry, I don't look at the chats when I'm on panels. So
Ain't
if
nobody saying nothing. Sassy just, oh, she coming up.
this will be my first time on the panel with Sassy. Hey Sassy,
Yeah,
Hey, Aisha, no, it's
Sassy
not.
dissed me.
yes it
Sassy
is.
dissed me when she did her coming out live. Thank you, Joy,
Girl,
for
I
sharing
said,
the video. She dissed me.
and
She
and
like, I clicked this panel, that panel, just left me on out.
and just left you. I listen. I can't wait to hear about the people that I left out because I'm gonna definitely make it up to y'all. Especially and I'm in your chat since day
Mm,
one. You know what I mean? I was like,
exactly.
and I told y'all I was like, I'm nervous. Don't charge it to my heart. Charge it to this nervousness. But no, that's
That's
why I
what
was.
it is,
Hey,
baby.
Aisha.
Hey,
No,
this.
we talked on HB's chat one time,
Oh, okay.
didn't we?
I don't know.
I thought we did. Anyway,
Yeah,
well, hey, girl.
No, because I
look
have
what
I
being
hit the
said.
link. I don't even think I've hit the link on HB's.
I think
Yeah, you did.
yes, you
I
have.
did. Okay.
Yes, you have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it was me, you, Jay Down, and HB, and we were talking about school versus
Yep, yep, yep.
traveling, and right,
Yeah.
yeah.
I remember that.
Anyway,
But I
but
do want
that's
to
why. Go ahead.
let me the way I tell tell Langston this. The way I described how I felt when my auntie then was telling us about Aretha and her dad being her oldest son's father is also the same uncomfortable I got yesterday on in Houston Bridge chat when he came on. So let
Mm,
him know that he said
mm.
uncomfortable and awkward is his space. But baby, I
It
was not.
is. It is. Yeah. It most definitely is. He's yeah. So,
Hey
but
Joy.
I just I just came up to tell Polo that I most definitely want to collaborate with you and this particular subject that you guys are talking about, and then that way I can just send traffic. I don't have very much traffic yet, but whatever I do have, I'll be sending them your way because of all of my research, of all of my knowing, all of Aretha's songs, honey, I had never heard that the Reverend Franklin was most likely at least one of her children's fathers. I had never.
Hmm.
Ain't
And
that
I
something?
would,
It was right when she died, and three of us are Delta. Like my family is Divine Nine. but three of us are deltas, and so the three deltas in the kitchen was just like blown because we didn't know, and they were talking about it so casually, like y'all didn't know that. Everybody knows that, and I'm like, no, and because it was here in Memphis and it's a part of Memphis history, most older people in Memphis know about it. We n-
Yeah, I
no, I
can't wait to ask my parents. They're not Aretha Franklin's age, but obviously, that was part of their music genre to see if it was well known. But and I don't know if I want to talk about it in the sense of incest per se. Obviously, we have to touch on it, but I think I would be more interested in about how we just don't know these people. You know what I'm
hmm
saying? We just don't, I don't care how much you think you don't know. And
hmm
so we don't know what kind of issues that led for her to have, because I'm sorry, when your father is a child, and then what about that child? I can't even finish my sentences. I mean, so much stuff is going on in my head. Where is this child at today, or children, if it's more than one? They obviously have heard it. Who do they claim they know their father? Do they claim somebody else is their father? What type of how is this going to how has this affected her grandchildren? Like what? I mean, this is gigantic to me.
I don't think he has any children because I don't think he's cognitive. The way it was explained to me
Hmm.
was he had like a cognitive issue, a developmental issue or whatever kind of behind it or whatever. And that's just the oldest child. So I don't know for sure if the second one is the dad's, but it was also explained about how that it was a gospel circuit, but that gospel circuit was nothing but big orgies.
Right.
Hmm.
You telling the
That
truth
doesn't
because
shock
we
me as
actually saw a
much.
little bit of it, of them going from room to room, and the daddy was just entertaining women because one night she got drunk and nobody knew, and the dad did never come back to the room that night. He was lollygagging with some women while his wife was at home, and he would only take her. And those men were giving her liquor,
Mhm.
and they was trying to prey on her, but she always said it was a high school sweetheart or a boyfriend from high school. She never named him. I'm even trying to look on here, but that is a good that's a
And
good
that
movie to
house is
watch.
still there. She has a niece that's trying to, or that was trying to buy it to make it a historic um kind of like Elvis or whatever. Because it's that's the funny thing about Memphis, how we have Graceland and you have Elvis Presley, the street, and all this Elvis stuff. But Elvis got all of his stuff from like there's a club in South Memphis called Club Paradise, and we went one night just on a family reunion thing. There's so like it's a club that I would not have gone to had it not have been us going as a family reunion. There's so much history in that club and so many pictures of Elvis as a kid where they would sneak him in the back door. And so that's how he got a lot of his moves. That's where he got a lot of his opportunities to sing. And
In the Black Club.
yes, and then
Wow.
even his daughter was raised pretty much by a black woman. And the only reason I know that story is because the black woman is in my family. But they took great care of, well, she's deceased now, but he took great care of her, even after his death, because she was taking care of Lisa Marie.
Oh, I want to say this before Joy say something. It's a book, y'all. I want to buy this book. It's called Respect. It's a Aretha Franklin autobiography, and it's on Amazon. I think it's under $20. And I've been saying I want. I heard that's a good book. I've been wanting to get that book way before I watched this movie, and since I watched the movie, I really want to get the book. And I want to see the new one with J Hood in it.
And that's the part that I hate. Like, I wondered to die and never tell anybody. Did
Right.
she, like, because people knew, she just never, I don't know. That's
Oh,
deep.
one more thing I want to tell y'all. She if you watch the movie, she had a little crush on Martin Luther King.
Martin Luther
Mhm.
King.
Yeah, Martin Luther King. Her and Martin Luther King was smooching, and she had a little crush on Martin Luther King. And what's the other movie that came on that old girl from Orange is the New Black played? It was a not what's the Mahalia? Mahalia Jackson. Did y'all watch Mahalia?
I haven't.
Okay,
Nope.
well Mahalia had a crush on Martin Luther King too. Martin Luther King used to get around.
Oh yes, he did.
I
Oh
heard
yes, he
about
did.
that too.
He used to get
Oh
around.
yes, he did.
Let me
She had a crush because I remember watching Aretha first, and then I watched Mahalia, and both of them they showed little scenes where they both was liking Martin Luther King.
Oh yes.
let me speak to everybody. Hey Polo, hey Aisha, hey
Hey,
Simone,
Joyce.
hey Butterfly.
Hey, hey.
My mouth is still hanging open from what y'all said about her father and them children.
That's what happened to us that Sunday when our aunties brought that information out.
That
We
is
was
so
like, "What?"
sickening. Now I've seen that. I have that situation in my family, not in my close family, but in one of my aunts. They now her son was by her father. But he doesn't have any, cognitive disabilities or anything. He just stays in a lot of shit. But wow. Now somebody said, "Where's?" Let me scroll back up. That back up. Someone said, incest is very prominent in the African.
African American, it is.
It ain't just in ours, because in the
It's
other
not
community,
just in ours.
Mm-mm.
right, they have it too, even more so. But y'all done seen them inbred um, videos on here on YouTube.
Yeah, soft white underbelly. If you guys aren't familiar,
Yes.
is that who
Oh
you're
my.
talking about? Yeah, if
Yes.
you guys aren't familiar, check out Soft White Underbelly. He has over 2 million subscribers, so I hope you don't mind me shouting it out, Polo. But
Soft white.
uh, Soft White Underbelly. Yeah,
Oh,
I'll be definitely covering some shows. I reached out to him. He said that you can't use his content because people are using it in nefarious ways, but just for me to be able to talk about, he talks about everything from nudists to. Is this Joyce on the panel?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
Joyce.
hi, Joyce. I didn't see your name. I apologize. I don't
She
see your
was
name.
on camera, then she jumped
that's
out.
a
I'm
beautiful.
right here, man. I'm over here sick. It's all outdoors. I just went and got me a ginger ale and a whole box of crackers because I feel crappy.
Well,
Yeah.
I hope you feel better soon. No worries. We just don't run in the same circles, although I'm very familiar. So very nice to meet you formally. I thought I recognized the voice, but I was like, child, I be to call somebody, and they could start a whole beef over here. Okay.
Just get you some rest. Just get you some rest because she took her vaccine
But
yesterday.
I tried,
Oh yeah.
but I can't go to sleep. But I just feel nauseous. Is
Well, do what
Mm-hmm.
you're doing. Do what you're doing, and we will pray for you for a speedy recovery. But yeah, eat that saltine crackers, and hopefully you got some ginger ale or something in there just to keep something
Some
on your stomach.
Gatorade.
But I heard the first. Yeah, there you go.
But I can say
Um,
I was it wasn't until I was grown and I actually love the color purple. But it wasn't until I was good and grown that
Yeah,
I understood that
I'm a mute because
these
you
first.
break it up. Let y'all listen.
Okay, it wasn't until I was good and grown um that I understood this when Celie's dad said you better not tell nobody but God that was his baby with her. And I don't know how I missed that.
I didn't catch that. Hold on, wait a minute.
I
what
don't know
did
how.
you just say?
I missed that too.
Yeah, but in the when it first comes on and after the baby's delivered, he tells her, "You better not tell nobody but God." And that was the what do you call it? Is it insinuation? Uh,
Okay, he's insinuating that that's his child, but who are the characters that you're talking about again?
Celie and her dad. And remember when he
Oh, okay.
like Celie you can have, but Nettie you just flat out can't have. But when it first came on, Nettie was given not Nettie, Celie was giving birth to a baby.
I remember that.
And he said, "This will kill your mama." That
Mm-hmm.
was
I remember
so.
that.
It was like I was good and grown. As a kid, I didn't get. Even in my early 20s, I didn't get it. I was like in my 30s when I realized and watched again. Whoa, he is the father of the child, and that's why she has to give the child away.
Right.
Yes. And I
Yep.
gotta go, you guys. I have been neglecting work, but check out Soft White Underbelly and type in inbreds. Oh my goodness. He goes to the Appalachian Mountains, and these people are. I mean, that's why if you live in a top city, top 50 city, and you live in a hood, you have nothing over the people in Tennessee or Kentucky that are
Nah,
just
nah,
or deep south
Mm.
Louisiana, Mississippi that are living literally on the swamp bed and have to fight the alligators. It's just ridiculous. But the inbreds, and to see the physical deformations that they have and the mental deformations that they have because they lived in such a rural area, not a typical rural area, but even deeper than, you know what I'm saying, that they were just inbreeding amongst themselves. So it's different from incest, but it is inbreeding, and it's the whole family has it suffers from mental retardation from the grandmother to the great grandchildren, and it's pretty sad, but
I-
very enlightening for for those of us who live in a bubble like myself.
I'm from
yeah.
Chattanooga, Tennessee. The closest I've seen it is on the mountains, Lookout Mountains. It's really bad up there.
It's that it that's just, I
There's a
mean,
documentary about.
crazy.
I live in Tennessee. I've never heard.
Hmm.
Oh my god.
Oh, Tennessee, Kentucky. What else is next to y'all? That Arkansas, that whole, like, whatever you want to call that triangular
So
region
that's what they
below
call the what is it? The Lauren, I live here. The
the Delta.
no,
The I don't
belt.
know.
It's
The
called
what?
The Bible Belt.
Well, a lot of things. The Bible Belt is kind of abroad, but underneath, yeah, the Mason Dixon line, those people, it's, I mean, it was just craziness. But anyway, shout out to Polo for giving me and Aisha, actually. So I got to shout you out for giving me an awesome show idea, because I really would like for you guys to join me and let's talk about this on, a more educated level. Obviously, Joyce, you're more than welcome to come over. I'm not going to be doing a lot of panels, but I want to talk about this in a really respectful way and a really meaningful way because, again, this is one of our biggest icons, legends,
Mm-hmm.
and we're able to talk about R. Kelly in the flesh because, I mean, if you are a believer or not, it's out there in our face, and we can go on and on to certain other people, but I mean, for some of us to not. So my point is, if R. Kelly or Michael or whoever passes, Whitney, we kind of at least had heard the rumors. This I had never even heard before, so it just
I didn't
leads me
hear
to
it till I watched
believe.
that movie.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hear it. My daughter was like, "Mama, you gotta watch this movie. You have to watch Aretha," and that's what made me watch it. And when I say it's addictive, you will sit here and watch. You will watch the whole 8 episodes.
Mm.
Yeah, I can't wait to binge watch it. All right, ladies
All right,
and
thank
gentle
you for
sir,
stopping through. Let me know whenever you're gonna get that
Hey.
cranked up.
Yes, most definitely.
I will. Are you guys' like IG or email on in your description or on your about page?
Everything is my name. So it's just Aisha.
Yeah, mine's is my name
Aisha
too.
Gmail. My IG is Aisha. Twitter is Aisha. Everything is Aisha.
Even though
Polo, you on mute. Oh, maybe she don't want to hear.
I've blocked a couple of
No,
people
I was
from
talking to Sassy. I ain't know. Sassy, do you follow Voodoo?
I don't follow anybody on IG. Just look up when you look up on the Sassy Show, it's in there. My IG is sassy_show, I think.
Okay, Sassy underscore
I'm
show.
just not using that one, so
Okay.
I'll look you up and if you're if we'll start putting it in your
Oh, I
description
see it.
page.
It
So
say it say
you
the
see it?
Sassy Show.
Yes, that's it. Yeah, send me a message.
I just followed you. So follow me. That's my
But
business
send me
page.
okay, but send me a message because I don't even pay attention to those follows. Just say, hey girl, it's Polo.
Okay, send it in
And then yeah. All right, sorry y'all. I'm sorry. We doing business up on the live. All right, bye y'all. Great live. I love to talk about the Olympics. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for talking about the Olympics. I was just telling Langston, I was like, Lord, I have never missed the Olympics. And this year I was slagging off of it. This weekend I got back into it. So thank you guys. You guys
You didn't get no good
like
coverage, but you got Peacock. It's free, a free app. You can watch anything you want to watch over and over.
yes, I do have Peacock. And I'm like, I'm just at this point, y'all, I'm just trying to get back in the mode of things, which is another show topic of trying to get out of my COVID head. even know who knows what's about to happen. But I just dropped so many like normal patterns of behavior, and which is something that we need to talk about because it doesn't make it a negative, but it is different. I'm like, wait, I don't watch Real Housewives anymore. Wait a minute, I'm not tuning into the Olympics. Wait a minute, I'm not. It's just trying to get back into like the normal flow of things and kind of sort of getting off of all this YouTube stuff at the same time,
There
right?
you
So
go.
it's a
I was just gonna
balance.
tell you.
Yeah,
I was just gonna tell you it's YouTube because I find
yeah, it
myself not
is.
watching. I
Mhm.
find myself not watching. I have to actually put my phone down, turn it off to actually catch any of my shows. So it is.
Oh
It
wow.
is YouTube. It is YouTube.
It is YouTube, and we need to talk about that, y'all, as a collective
We
because we're
do.
not trying to
We do.
influence anybody's numbers. We want people to watch, right? I'm a new content creator. I want people to watch, but at the same time,
Get that
how
content.
in a year and a half did I really, yeah, did I get this invested to where I don't even want to watch TV anymore? It's a very interesting phenomenon. So we'll
That's a
have to
good
I
get
one.
think part of
into
I'm
it.
looking forward
because
to you when you have that one. That's a good one.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think part of it is because we're real people. Like the people, and not that the people
Yes.
on television aren't, but we can
It's more
communicate with
relatable.
and talk to each other versus
Exactly. If
yeah.
Aisha says something about I was about to say about Robin, I hope she ain't talking about me, but about Sassy or about Polo or about Joyce, Joyce can then come on
Right.
and respond in real time. And it doesn't have to be a negative or a positive. It could just be commentary. But I do think that that is the appealing part that brought us all together. But at the same time, where is the balance, and can there be a balance? Because if you miss 2 or 3 days of YouTube, you've missed 3 or 4 months.
So
Yeah.
so
So
I
it was not like this in the beginning when I first came on here in 2008, 2009. It was nothing like this. It was actually a platform that you could learn from, um, just get motivation and inspired by. This is a whole different ball game now.
We got to take it back to
Well,
Joyce. We have to take it back to the beginning.
exactly, Polo. I was just gonna say,
Yes.
well, I haven't been in exactly, Polo. I'm sorry to overtalk. What else were you
No, you're
saying?
good. You're good. I remember I was telling Lady Nika, I remember back when I was here long, I've been here a long time. And I
Hmm.
remember when there was no live button. And
Right.
you know, so if me and Sassy was beefing and Sassy said something to me, shit, I had to wait till she upload and I had to listen. And then I had to sit here and make a video and upload it for her to get it. And then
Mhm.
by the time we do all that, we over it.
you done
We
cooled it.
good. Yeah, we good at that shit. What the hell was I fighting with Polo about?
Right. So
And
the
that's
new
my
content creators have to take it back to where we learn. We don't have to go by
Yes.
the teach.
yeah. And
And
see,
I
I've
just
only
And
been
go
here
ahead.
May 10th, 2020 was my first video. I don't know the YouTube rules, etiquettes. I'm just me. And so my biggest I'm not gonna say struggle, but my biggest goal has been to ensure that YouTube does not change me. Because I have seen older videos and where people were soft, and when I say soft, like nice and kind, and those people aren't so nice and kind anymore.
Well, I know Connie will tell anybody, and she said it on her channel plenty of times. It has changed her, and it's not for the good. She still has some of her decency in her, but Connie will go. She will pop off real quick. But she wasn't like that in the beginning.
I
She,
remember.
but
It's-
she admits that herself. And it has it.
mm.
I just
I
can't.
don't I don't really espouse to it changing you, and Lord knows I love me some Kwani. I just think that it maybe brings out any experience that you have, it has the propensity to either bring out the good or the bad that already lies within you.
I was just saying
Um,
because we all have the ability. Like that's the thing I often tell people. I got the ability to get gutter if you want to get gutter. I don't want to be that person.
Agree.
It's exhausting. It's not who I am. So I think it's in all of us. It's just sticking true to who you know your core is.
Right, because you don't have to go that deep. You don't. My thing is, I don't get the making fun of people. I don't get it. I
Yeah.
don't. What do you get out of in your life when you click this thing off for you? If you put your phone down, or what you just how you made somebody feel.
Yeah.
I think it's very immature. I don't care how old you are. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I mean,
I
what
think that
how do
what
you
they're
supposed
trying
to
to say, Polo, and what Kwani, what Joyce was trying to say in regards to Kwani and the other people that have mentioned that, and we do have it in us, Aisha, but there are still levels, right?
right,
So
exactly.
no matter how bad I get, I still am at a, I would be very surprised in myself if I go to a level that I've never gone to before. Some people say, oh, I never heard Sassy curse. I curse all the time. Oh, I never heard Sassy read somebody. Bitch, if you come for me, I will try to jerk your jugular through your esophagus,
Right,
okay?
All
But that's not who like I am. You know what I
right.
mean? But
right.
my dragging the jugular is not going to be the same as Kwani's or Treacy's or who. You know what I mean? We can just keep
Right.
naming because there's still different levels. However, once a person, some people, if you hurt their feelings, it's a whole fucking problem.
They're gonna
You know
one
what I'm
up.
saying?
It's next. It's
Now,
how can I one up you? It's
Well,
like
that's
shock
it
value.
becomes.
Right,
There you go. In my opinion, it becomes exactly a competition, which leads
right,
to shock jock like mentality. Like, oh, okay, you want to do this because some of these people are doing deplorable things, and I don't know what that feels like. So who knows where I'm so that's true in that sense. Who knows where I'm gonna go after somebody calls my job or shows up at my home or whatever. They you know what I mean? And I pray to God that and I have covering that and I'm armed up that never happens because that's not what I came up here to do. You know what I mean?
right.
now,
Um
let me say,
however,
I wasn't saying. Let me make clear that up. I wasn't saying that or picking on Funny. I was just saying if Funny.
no, it didn't sound like it.
Yeah, I just want to make sure. Let me clarify because I don't need no fights. I
No, I
just
got we got what you were saying. I think what you basically, I'm not to cut you out, but I basically what you were saying is I think Corny does it for a defense mechanism
right.
because let's say
Exactly.
she was nice and then they took her
Mm-hmm.
niceness for so now
For
now
granted.
she does everything to she's gonna beat you before you're not gonna
Get
hurt
her.
her again. She's gonna hurt your ass before you hurt her. So that's how
That's and
Corny
I
does
think that and I
It,
think exactly and I appreciate what you're saying, Joyce. And I want to say if somebody says something different and I'm there to listen, I will jump on the panel and say no, I was in that conversation because that's another thing that I don't want. I do not want my cousins to bring that bullshit over to my house. I want to be able to clean. You know, I love my ratchet cousins, but don't bring that shit to my house because it's a shame that we all heard Joyce. We heard the inflection that she was using. We heard the intention that was there.
it,
You know, nobody's speaking poorly, and it sounds like it's a bunch of people who watch and enjoy corny to me, at least for the majority of us that are talking about this.
right.
But it's so she has to ward against someone twisting the words to mean something else. So then we have to talk about. I'm like, child, I don't want to talk. Can we just talk as like mature adults? We all heard her.
Right.
Anyway,
No,
absolutely.
that's
I
My
like
fine.
talking to y'all.
been like the great late Tupac. I ain't no killer, but
But don't
don't
put
push me.
Right.
I ain't no
mine
killer.
is
I'm
mine
more like a
is
killer's lawyer.
this.
No, I'm locked and loaded. Mr. Jody stay with me all the time.
But
No,
that's
I'm
still
more like the
this is
killer's
what
lawyer.
we
I,
was just
I
saying.
represent you.
It's
Thank
just
you.
that like I say, it's just a lot of people say just deplorable. I just couldn't go that low. You
Yeah.
know, I don't get it, but hey, like you say, like we said, shock value.
Yeah, and I want
It's
to.
the
Yeah,
biggest.
I'm hoping that there's a new movement that people, because everything has ebbs and flows, and nobody is inventing the wheel, right? And like
Right.
Joyce is saying, she came on, it was like this. I've heard Kwani say that. I've heard a few people say that this is the way it was. So I'm hoping that there's a change that's about to come about, and that because now that we are so-called addicted to YouTube, or we like talking to the content creators, we like the interaction, the live interaction in the chat. That enough of those people are like-minded to support the people that want it to be a safe space of sorts. I don't want to be boring. I don't want to teach you how to make money. I don't want to, I'm not trying to say, I'm not here to fix anybody's life, but because people are complex and it's going to get interesting and it's going to get salacious and you guys aren't going to agree with me and we may argue, but I want that to be still held within a certain esteem that, hey, it's just a disagreement and we can move on and learn each other from here. So hopefully, the tide is changing a
Yeah,
bit. And if it's not changing, at least make it open for those of us that want
yeah,
um, to speak and give certain different content. Make it okay for you to support that person as well.
yes. And that's another thing for me. I'm determined that no one's going to tell me who I can and cannot watch or
Right.
speak or go with. Like, if you have an issue with them, that's your issue with them. That's not my issue. Like, I gotta be me. I'm not gonna miss my opportunity, my blessing, whatever, something that could be poured into me because somebody else says, "Oh, don't go over there because oh, I don't like them." But then there may be a word sitting over there for me that could change my life. No,
I'm
no.
Mm.
telling you.
Even in each day I walk away with something different. I kid you not, that I can apply in my life that adds value to my life. And people may say, "Well, that's crazy to watching people in the beef sector." No, it's not, because it's people. People are people. It's still, you can't, like you said, your cousins. We all got somebody in our family that's a Quanny, that's a Duchess, that's a Spillet boy, that's a Sir King, that's a Tracy, we all do. And if we don't, I mean, if y'all don't, then bless y'all. But I know I do.
I'm not sure that I do. However,
I know I do. My
however,
funny baby, my mama.
However, I do have enough to know that they are, my cousins, right? I do get that, and I do feel a kinship. I don't walk away with anything enlightening every day. I'm glad for those who do. Sometimes it's just a whole freaking kiki and a laugh, and that's okay with me too. And so that's why I say I'm not, I think that one mistake that people make is it's like the people who just learned the Bible or who just got saved. They can only speak in scripture, and it's like, well, hold up. Well, you can't speak without referring to Paul or Luke or, David. Like, just talk, but they're so new to it that they want to go way on the other side. And so I feel like a lot of new content creators, they want to get so far away from their cousins that that it's boring. I mean, I'm not going to tune in to hear you try to tell me how to be a better person because I don't even know you. I don't know your credentials. There's a certain amount of anonymity that's here. Like, I mean, you know what I mean? But if we try to just come over just a little bit, I still like my cousins. I still come over and visit. I still come get my fish plate in the hood, blah, all of that. But so I enjoy what you bring. Can you then return the favor and enjoy what I'm bringing? And I'm not trying to bore you to death, but I am trying to entertain you. I just don't want a whole bunch of just effery in my house. Is that doable?
Hmm.
And see, I think the shock value for me is I didn't start here. If that makes sense. I knew nothing. Like, so my channel started in May of 2020. I knew nothing of the beef sector as far as coming in and watching content creators. It started in October, I think, of last year. And so for me, I'm still learning everybody. I'm still, and then you can't really learn nobody because one minute y'all cool, then the next minute y'all mad. But then I don't know if you're mad for real or not. Like, it's just, yeah. So that's the shock value for me. I'm just trying to understand it sometimes. And sometimes it's just not meant to be understood.
I've gotten to the point now to try at least. I try and stay out of the mess, but sometimes I'm not able to. And but the thing that I try to focus on the most is makeup and stuff like that. Sometimes it's just hard, but I will pull back and I won't come on here for anybody. That's what I do. That's how I've that's how I've chosen to, stay out of stuff.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean I'm gonna be able to be, I'm gonna be good at it all the time. But the it's stress. I already have PTSD, and it's a lot of stress,
Yeah.
and I don't need
I
that
have a
extra.
lot of questions for you OGs who talk in that manner. I'm very curious. Um, of why it's so stressful and how you got yourselves in this, what I would like to call a predicament. No judgment, but that's what it is to me.
Mhm.
And how it has anyone been successful once you're in it. Has anyone been successful of getting out? And I haven't really seen any real life. I mean, I could say Wiley to a certain extent, but I'm interested in that, and I'm interested in what would you have done differently, and what accountability do you take in the whole process of getting yourself in so deep? Because I really do think it's like any other relationship, and it takes more than one person to involve two people.
What
So
I
it's very
learned,
interesting.
what I would do different is I would not be on teams when people get into it or you fighting for somebody. Their battle is their battle, and you let them fight their battle. I've learned how to do it since then, but that's exactly what I would do. I would come on here neutral, and I would not be taking sides because you don't know everything and people not telling you everything. That is what I learned. I had to learn to just keep my mouth shut and let people fight their own battles.
Hmm.
Now I felt, and I'm gonna tell you how I ended up getting in it. See, I had beautiful WOCTV. That was my first makeup channel. Well, no, but that was my second one. My first one got hacked. When I got that channel, I wanted to speak up on things, so I created Beauty by Joyce vlogs. And one of my first videos was about. Do y'all remember? I think her name was Congressman Flowers. She's from I think what's Pine Bluff? No, not Pine Bluff. She's from Arkansas, and she got into it with somebody. That was one of the first videos I did. The second one was the bathroom challenge, and actually, that platform, Beauty by Joyce Vlogs, the first person I went after was Susie because I did not like how she was doing people on here, and I felt like she was a bully. That's my introduction into the B space.
Wow, that's a hell of an introduction.
And yeah.
Well, because I know she was. I mean, people were scared of her, but I was like, I don't care. I'm not gonna be scared of you. You can't keep terrorizing people like that. And that's exactly what she done. But I do know now that some of that stuff it wasn't just her. She was provoked.
And
Cause
Sassy,
Mm.
say like how you said like don't just parallel to real life. Like don't bring the hood to my area.
hmm
Paralleling it to real life, I intentionally moved back to what some would say is the hood, but because I couldn't make a difference living in the in Germantown or Collierville where it's a
In the suburbs, you couldn't make a living living in the
majority,
suburbs.
and I knew the plight of the area that I was advocating for. But people don't take you serious when you're advocating for an area and you're not in the area. And what I've learned living in the area is what I thought I knew about the area. I didn't really know about the area because the area isn't what it was portrayed to be. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I so for me, I always talk about the core. I know what my core values are, and I take them with me wherever I go, whether I'm on YouTube, whether I'm in real life. My core values are my core values. But I can't be responsible for people's perception of me at the same time. People have called me holier than thou, judgmental, and I know for a fact there are a lot of things about me that I'm totally imperfect. I always tell people I'm perfectly imperfect,
hmm
but I am not judgmental.
I had
I
a
am
I had a
very,
group name that. That's interesting.
really, I am
Hmm.
very conscious about making sure I'm not judging anyone because I know what it's like to go from a six-figure household to a still we can be comfortable living in this amount to a no figure to having to build again. Do you
But
get what
let
I'm saying?
me,
You can have
yeah, absolutely. But you
it,
just said that
take it.
you came over to the hood, and we're speaking,
Yeah.
abstractly. You came over to the hood because you could not make a living in the suburbs.
No, 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 no. I couldn't advocate. So, and this is just real life speaking. Well, dang, I'm saying real life speaking, but metaphorically, it could apply to my channel too.
It's the
Because,
same thing. That's what I heard
yeah,
you say. I wanted to be quite sure of
but
what
I
I just
wasn't,
heard you say.
I didn't realize I was saying that. But that's, I guess,
That's what you said.
right. Because if you look at my videos and look at my chat, the videos that I still had didn't apply to the chat that I had. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
Because they weren't, it was me trying to get information to those that look like me, those who um weren't aware of certain things. Even like I'm taking a mental, I knew in June I was going to take a mental break in August, but before I leave, school is about to start, so I need to make sure that my parents know. And when I say my parents that look like me know, hey, if your kid is struggling with online schooling and there's some things that are happening at home, because there's trauma in houses now, because people are stuck together that hadn't been stuck together before, so
So
they may
you're
not really
saying
like.
your content
Mhm.
was not that of the suburban parent. So therefore you needed to go to the hood parent that can actually take advantage of your content.
Hmm. But
Because the
because
suburban
I have
family
been
already knows this content. So you're trying to reach new people to help the new people, and that caused you to come over to the hood.
No, so that's the thing. So when I came over, when I came over to the B sector, that's funny. But when I found the B sector, it wasn't even because, like, I got brought into it by somebody else's mess whom I thought was my friend. Do you see what I'm saying? And she's not even a part of the B sector.
So
And
then
I
that's like a friend who's on crack and you're off crack, but then they bring you to the trap house and now you back on crack too. Is this all of these? Listen, the reason why I'm saying this, I gotta talk to all of y'all. This has been a really interesting for me because I listen to what people say, and me and Aisha's dialogue is just touching the surface, but it's like all of these things occur just like in real life. So when people are constantly saying this ain't real life, this ain't real life, for some people it is real life.
it
They're
is
just
real.
they are, it's just a microcosm of their life.
And I've never felt like, how people say, "Oh, this is just an entertainment app." I've never felt like that because I know what brought me to this app was not entertainment. It was the abduction of Camille Cupcake McKinney that brought me here. There was nothing entertaining about that. You get what I'm saying? And so for me, it's never been just an entertainment app. And not only that, I'm a firm believer. If I can't lift you up, if I can't build you up, I'm not gonna tear you down. It's who I am. And so, like I jokingly said, I think it was today or yesterday, I don't know, in Houston Bridge chat, I was like, "You bitches gonna let me be me or something like that." Or I'm gonna go, because she was talking about me being nice. I am who I am. I'm not gonna change me. And I know she was joking, and I hope she knows. I mean, I meant what I said, but I was saying it back in a joking way still. But do you, I don't know. We
I
get on
understand what you're saying.
more.
I'm sorry, who is that trying to talk? My bad. Go ahead. I understand what you're saying though, Aisha, but I also understand what you are saying. So
I think that just hit
I hope
me.
you understand the difference.
Yeah, the metaphorical piece really just hit me because the information has always been out there. Like I really hadn't put out as much information since I've been over here that I had before finding this area, but the information is still there, and it's some information that applies to our people, but my chat didn't look like the people that needed the information. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
Were they white?
It's diverse. I've always tried to make sure that I had a diverse platform,
Are you
but
saying diverse culturally speaking or diverse social economically speaking?
oh, it was completely diverse, cultural, social, economic,
Okay, so that's what I
cognitive.
was. Okay,
Yeah.
cognitive, all of that. Okay, so the
Yes.
people that you were trying to reach were in the hood. There's no need to go to the suburbs and set up a Planned Parenthood. They are no Planned Parenthoods are in the suburbs. There's a reason for that because they have insurance and they're just going to go to the doctor to get their birth control and or whatever else they need after
But
that. You
surprisingly
said
enough, people
I'm
in the suburbs,
sorry.
I'm sorry, but surprisingly enough, people in the suburbs that look like me still do some of the information in the what do you call it, the resources that are afforded to us and our children. Example, 2015, they changed the way you could get accommodations on the ACT. Do you want to know why they did that? Because more black children started getting diagnosed with ADHD and started getting accommodations. And so at first you didn't have to show that you got any accommodations while you were in school. You could just say I need accommodations, and your ACT was given to you in a set of like 3 days, short hours. But when black people started to learn about it, then all of a sudden the rule, like every time we learn something and we find the what do you call it, the I don't I
The
don't even know.
resources we find out about something. Yeah.
Yeah, then the bar is moved and changed.
Exactly.
Do you get what I'm
Exactly.
saying? And so that's why I try to, when I do share what I know, like I'm not just sharing it off of, oh, I researched. No, Aisha's literally sitting in room with Congress, legislation, going to DC, sitting on boards. Like I'm getting the information to give it to people that look like me. And if others are blessed by it, great. But I want to make sure those that look like me know the rights that they have to to, to be, to
It's
exist, and to
yeah, I
be.
get it. I understand the plight is very commendable. That's why I said that's not my goal is not to change people's lives. I'm just here to entertain. So
Yeah.
when you have a goal to change people's lives, but
Well,
then
and
you end up in the beef sector,
yeah.
I'm very, very curious as to how that trajectory looks and
Hmm.
where were the missteps, because I would call it a misstep, because even though the beef sector can use this information, that is not its purpose. Its purpose
Right.
is to roast and gag. So
Hmm.
to come into a party and start talking about, I'm a political science major. I could do a whole thesis on, Teddy Roosevelt,
Hmm.
but why would you guys have never heard me talk about my education because it does not, in my opinion, it does not apply,
Hmm.
right? So why am I over here trying to force feed someone? Is it a self-righteous movement on my part that I'm going to lift these people up and they need to be learning about this? Is it that? Or
No,
did I just
I
fall
see.
over here and I want to see if you're interested in what I'm interested in too? It's very interesting to me the roads that people take and how they end up over here. And again, has anyone been successful of so-called getting out of the hood? If we're going to keep that metaphor, has anyone been truly successful of anchoring in this hood, this particular hood? Now,
Hmm.
some people, if we're going to take it in life, people are successful all day long of being born in the hood and getting out of the hood because they had no choice. But as a full grown adult, we have a choice of where we're going to plant ourselves and anchor ourselves. And but then to try to change that trajectory, is that a reasonable expectation to put on these people
Absolutely not.
and yourself?
Let me
Absolutely not.
let
And
me
so
ask
that's
you this
why. And so
question.
the biggest struggle for me is just to be me, and that and so that's where you have to, and that's where I'm learning what chat. And when I say accepts me, I don't mean like others don't. When I say accept me, that will just allow me to be me, because I'm not trying to change anyone's life. Hell, mine ain't all the way together. I'm still trying to figure some stuff out. Um, I don't have all the degrees, or you get what I'm saying. So for me, it's just here, allow me to be me. But when I do go on my platform, some people come over, but it's not a lot of people from the beef sector that come over. But when I'm in the beef sector, just let me be me, and be okay with the fact that I don't want to cuss nobody out. I mean, I feel bad afterwards. I don't want to talk about anybody. It's just not who I am. And it doesn't mean I'm better than anybody. I'm not.
That just means you
I
don't
can
do.
say that the beef sector has allowed me to be me. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Joyce.
I was going. Well, first of all, when you say when you asked the question about, or you said this is for roasting and gagging, has anyone
Mm-hmm.
successfully been able to move out of the beef sector? I haven't, because when things got real bad, I was like, I'm done. I just stopped making videos for a while. But the people that subscribe, a lot of these sector people did subscribe, and if I start just making content strictly about makeup, I'm gonna lose those subscribers because they don't want to talk about makeup. They want to talk about the beef, right? A lot of people said you have to jump the algorithm to get out of the beef sector. So I don't think people just stay here because they want to. Maybe there are different
Sorry,
strategies
y'all, I'm cooking.
away from here,
Hmm.
but there are some genuine people that I've met in the beef sector that I'm like, well, I don't want to be away from everybody. I just don't want to participate in the doxing. I don't want to participate in talking about people's children, deceased people. There are certain things because of my core, who I am, I don't want to participate in.
So you
So
want to dangle a
I
foot
think
over
you would
here?
have to ignore them. I'm sorry. I think you would have to just ignore them. Sis, remember I told you, I said just concentrate on your makeup. The ones that come for the drama and the mess, they'll end up filtering themselves out, and the ones that come that really want to know how to beat their face, they'll show up.
And you still should be able to support those that you support, because let me tell you this, the other thing, like, people used to get so mad at me when I would say, okay, so how do you find the basic? Do you type it in the do you type it in the search bar? Do you, because keep in mind, I'm a person that researches everything. So before I even started my channel, I'm learning about niches and communities and this and that. And so now I'm learning about a beef sector, and then even now recently a manosphere sector. Just yesterday I heard of a woman sphere sector,
Mm,
and then it's
okay.
like, and then not only that, but some of the people I was already following anyway, because I am a diverse person. My life is diverse. It always has been. It always will be. It's just who I am. I will talk to a wall if the wall will talk back to me. You know, I can have conversation with anybody. And
Right. But you know how I got here? I got here a long time ago. I was following Lady Mika, James, Sean. Those were the key players back then. Maybe the Scorpion Show, Forest Rocks, Bundy, all those, right? Just came for show reviews. Didn't even know that they existed. And I was watching TV, and then one day I get on YouTube. Something on Twitter gave me a recommendation for a show that I was looking up, like to see what the commentary. Because sometimes when I want to see commentary for a show, I go what the other people think. I go on Twitter and type that name in, right? So I got a recommendation, and I came here. So when I came here, I'm just coming to really just because when I watch a show, sometimes I may miss a key little element. So I might want to see what you think. So if I eat your sassy or Jackson content creator, I may just want to see what you think. If you thinking what I'm thinking about the show, and that's how I end up getting here.
Hmm.
So just because we here, we in the chats and we enjoy. Like sometimes I come in a lot of chats because I enjoy chopping it up with y'all, the people in the chat. It's not really being messy, but maybe in there laughing and joking and you know. So
That's what I heard Joy say.
Hmm.
So it's like it's like, oh dang, I don't really want to go to my cousin's house because I know it's gonna be a lot of fuckery over there, and they're gonna be playing spades and they're gonna be playing the music. They're gonna have the good food, and I like that
and
part.
then
But I don't like the part when Leroy and them bring out, they got they packing, they
uncle
got,
get too
what I'm
drunk,
saying.
or the auntie get too drunk, or yes. And I'm sorry, that was an excitement because you painted a picture. Of,
Yes.
yes, that's it.
Yeah,
Like
that's why I liken it to the that's why I liken it to the hood, because and that's why I wanted to start the first show off with a little bit about Sassy. I didn't say everything I wanted to say because I was nervous, and I'm more of a freestyler when it comes to talking. But my parents are high school sweethearts that both of their parents lived in the hood. But at 3 years old, we moved to the suburbs. And even when we were in the hood from 0 to 3, I was insulated. But guess what? Every single Friday or Saturday, We were in the hood. My parents did not try to shield us from it, but we were still shielded because their parents were kind of, they were well known in the hood and they were pillars, and you don't really mess with their kids. But it did give me an insight of how valuable the culture is, the
It
hood is for me, for your children, to not be so insulated in this white neighborhood in the suburbs. So that's where you'll hear me speak from. People like to say I'm so bougie. I might be so bougie to you, but you know what I'm saying? From 0 to 18, I was in the projects, you know what I'm saying, with my $5 at the store truck. You know what I mean? And I would just go back to my Monday through Friday life, Monday through Friday. So there was this complexity, but it gives me an insight on understanding them. I don't really want to live in the projects. Not I don't want to really. I do not want to live in the projects. Okay.
mm-hmm.
I do not want to be exposed to what I may be exposed to on a regular basis. Do I want to come over? I don't want to set up a business here. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to make any, bones about it or try to act as though I don't want to. All I'm saying is that I enjoy visiting my cousins. So there's this demarcation line, in my opinion, that almost has to be set immediately so they know, oh, you're the cousin that's visiting. Otherwise, you're the cousin that lives here, and they're going to
Right.
expect that same behavior from you. And that's
Right.
just
I
what that
love your
is.
analogy.
Where I
I love the
differ,
Thank you,
analogy.
Polo.
I
Thank
mean, that's a
you.
great analogy, but that's also where I differ because I am a no label person. I hate
That's
labels.
fantasy. You're
No,
living in a fantasy
they,
world.
no, I hate labels. I hate,
But you're
hate.
living in a fantasy world. You're a black woman. You're a black mother. You work. If you're in the sales, you're a saleswoman. You're a pilot. You're a pilot. Labels are
Labels
how we
limit.
identify each other.
No, labels put limits that don't have to be, and that's why
You're
I
living
hate
in a fantasy
labels.
world. The real world does not allow for not no labels. It's not
Labels
possible.
is a part of socialization to me.
Say that again, Joyce.
Labels are a part of socialization.
Mm,
Meaning, expound.
We're socialized, so yeah, it's a lot of people that don't like labels,
Oh, God dang it! I almost killed
but
myself with a box of rice. Sorry, y'all.
yeah, Aisha, you don't like labels.
I just would not have wanted to see that on the obituary.
Baby, that phone is way across the room. Cause if y'all seen that, I couldn't even got mad at Polo for keeping that up. Y'all, that shit was so funny. That box of rice came flying out at me.
Listen what Arma
Anyway,
said. Arma said, I'm a little behind, but I still think that you can do more than roast and gag in the beef section. You
Absolutely.
can learn from others as well. All of the all of the CCs beef every day, but have experiences that may be able to help you out from you going down that same hole, in
Absolutely.
my opinion. And properly bona fide says labels are necessary.
I disagree. And I guess
well,
that's
they are. They
the,
are. Let me say this real quick. I think that's Aisha talking. Let me
It's
say this real
properly.
quick.
It's Aisha talking.
Okay. Properly. I mean, they are. You can't describe anything without. I drive a car. What kind of car do you drive? You have to label it. That's it. But and so we can respectfully disagree, and I want to hear what you have to say about it, Aisha. But I just think that some people live in fantasy worlds, and I'm not saying this to be disrespectful. I'm saying this because this is the energy that I'm getting. It's
mhm.
very empathetic for you to live in a fantasy world. It makes me know that you're kind and thoughtful and nurturing, but
I'm an
it's
but
yes, and
but
I'm not an empath by any stretch of the imagination,
but
but I do
also
understand empaths and I've studied them, but it's not realistic. That's very Hallmark channel for us
no.
to say, okay, go
Let
ahead.
me explain why. Let me explain why. I'm a mom of four. This mom of four. They're spaced out. The oldest is 25. The youngest is 9. The youngest has autism. She's nonverbal. There are things because I've had 2 years of just training, no college when it comes to that, but it was at a developmental. It was at University of Tennessee, and it was the developmental area. So the testing that they do for our children, and this is all children, um, is the same, right? Whether they can talk or not. So a child that can't talk is going to be labeled as something that they're not because they can't pass a particular test that requires verbal answers. And so that's why for me,
You're picking up a very obscure reference though. We're talking about labels. It's
that's
still a
the beauty.
child. It's still an autistic child. It's still a developmental learning child. It's still a black child. It's still a white child. It's still a child with two hands. There are labels attached to that child. I'm
Uh-huh.
not saying that every single label is fair, but labels and titles are necessary. I don't understand what we're talking about here.
They aren't
Properly
necessary,
said, labels or adjectives and classifiers.
and they are, and they call in most. I ain't gonna say most. In some instances, they cause more division than
Mhm.
they do. And y'all, I don't know if y'all know, but I had two brain surgeries, so sometimes I do get brain fog, and my
No,
voice.
you okay? Take your time.
I have
You
to
good.
Yeah, yeah.
kind of
Please. You're
um
doing great.
so like the word is on the tip of my tongue, but then I can't get it out. It causes division sometimes when it should be the thing that causes people to commune and come together. And so, and I think that's the beauty of diversity. I can hate labels and say they aren't necessary. And you can say, I need labels. I need the structure of it. It's necessary. It lets me know, like you said, I have to have this demarcation where for me, I don't. Like even for my platform, the slogan is it's a safe place for the necessary but uncomfortable conversations. So if the head of the KKK want to come talk to me, if you can be respectful and we can have a conversation, then let's dialogue. But if we can't have a respectful conversation, then we ain't got nothing to talk about.
But he's still a member of the KKK, and I would love to talk to him as well. And I'm not going to shy away from the fact that he has a label.
I just, yeah.
I mean, I just think it's a fantastical world, and I think that that's the bottom line is that when people anchor over here in the hood, they didn't bought a house or they living in a in a rented apartment. They're getting down and dirty with people. They're saying vile and vulgar things. They're talking outside of their necks, and then they say, "Oh, but I don't really want to be a part of over here, and I don't want you guys to see me as a part of over here." Well, hold up, wait a minute. Do you live on the block or not?
And so for me, labels also because I never, like, people will always say, well, where did you come from? I don't know. My channel? Like, my channel? I mean, you get what I'm saying? Like,
Sassy, can I ask Sassy a question?
Yes, please.
You just started your channel, right?
Say that
George,
again. I'm sorry,
George,
girl.
you
I'm in here
too
cooking.
low.
I
You a little
said,
too low,
okay.
George.
I said, you just started your channel, right?
I did.
So your channel was birthed in the B sector. Is that
No, it
correct?
wasn't.
It wasn't?
No, you mean my subscribers, or let me be very clear.
Hmm.
You mean the subscribers?
I'm saying in which sector or which area community on YouTube you began your channel.
So to answer your question in its fullness, my subscribers are from the beef sector. They are my cousins. But the way that I have handled myself for a year and a half already lets them know that I didn't build up shop in the hood. I built up shop in right outside the hood, and they're welcome there. And so if
Okay.
they want to come buy something from me, they're going to have to leave the block and come to me, not me leaving my block and coming to them.
I get it.
Hmm.
so
I
say,
get it.
saying
I
the
get
same
it.
thing, though, because here's the difference. Your
Well, let
subscribers
me
came from the
hold
beef
on,
sector.
Aisha, real quick.
Mine,
Let me, because I don't know if I answered. Did I answer your question, Joyce?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
I like that answer too.
I like it
thank
too.
you.
I get it. I get it.
many people in the beef sector didn't or don't even know I have a channel.
That's true.
Yeah.
And so, but at the same time, it's almost like Houston Brand is a great example. And I hate to, but when she started her channel, it gave a speakeasy feel. Like
Mm-hmm.
it
Mm-hmm.
felt neutral. Um it felt neutral. That's the best. Like I said, it felt like a place where I could take off my hat. You know how the old folk be like, I'm gonna hang my hat right there, or I could get comfortable. I could take off my shoes, and then when the Miss how can I say it, Miss Pizarro, but I wouldn't about to say her name first. It was a I don't want to say miscommunication, misunderstanding regarding me saying something about Bree, and I would never talk about anybody when it comes to what they look like, or because it's not me. It's just not who I am. Doesn't mean anything else about anybody else. It's just not me. It's not who I am. And so when that happened, that place no longer felt safe for me.
Mm. Sassy
It
fell
no
off.
longer felt like I could let my hair down in there, that I could be comfortable, because my words were misconstrued. My identity was kind of toyed with a little bit. And for somebody else, that may be like, oh, she's taking it way too serious. No, it was a place where I really felt comfortable. And now I don't have that same comfort. I still support. I'm still there. I'm still going to share. And I want to see her succeed and be the absolute best at it. But I can't lie, like I still have that same comfort that I did when she first started.
Oh wow, Jay Dunn. That's
Now, let me address what Jay Dunn said. Jay Dunn said, respectively, when beef sector folks are the ones sharing the videos to the new channel, that puts the new channel in the beef sector algorithm. Then she said, you leave the beef sector when people outside of here are the ones sharing your videos to a new channel. I kind of disagree with that because it's
I
you,
share everybody's video. If I'm
it's
in somebody's
YouTube,
chat, I
it's
share their video.
YouTube. It's YouTube. So if I say I'm not in the B sector, I can get along with anybody. I'm kind of like what Sassy said. She put her business outside of the hood where you have to come to her. So if people come to me and I'm not beefing, so it falls into place what Sassy says. It's YouTube. So if I don't claim any of that, it's just like if I go outside and it's the Crips and the Bloods over here, and I'm not claiming any of that just because I live in that area,
Hmm.
So I disagree with that. I mean, if the people that claim the beef sector and they are kind enough to share your videos, they don't make you a part of that sector.
I like, if Almond Brown is still in the chat, because I don't want to misquote her. And there was one day Demetria, I was on her
She probably
channel,
listening and working, but she'll drop down.
and she said, Aisha, you're part of the B sector now. And at first I argued it. I fought it. I was like, no, I'm not. I don't beef. I don't argue. She's like, girl, you're always here. I see you in everybody's chat. I was like, but that's not my content. That's not what I do. And Almond gave the greatest description of that made me stop and say, okay, I understand what you're saying now. And I don't want to misquote her. So if she's here,
I'm asking if she's here.
in the way she explained it, and it made me say,
If
okay,
she's here,
I get it now.
she say I'm in the beef sector, but I'm not of the beef sector.
okay.
Yeah,
She said she's here.
yeah. And so I'm here. Like, where I'm gonna go? I like Miss Conspiracy Theory. I like there are several people that I like. There are several chats that I like going into. There are several people that I like talking with back and forth in chats. There's sometimes that I'm not even talking. I didn't just laugh because I enjoy y'all's banter back and forth in the chat sometimes, because some of y'all have closer relationships because y'all been around each other for years, and so your banter is like unique to each other. And I can't explain it, but yeah,
There's a kinship.
yeah,
There's a kinship, and I use that word all the time. Like people in the hood gonna say kinfolk, but that's what it means. It's a kinship, right? And
yeah.
so I understand, but I'm and I allow you. I thank you guys for allowing me to play the other side. But I've always been very curious as being in this sector. Again, I came into it saying these are, oh my gosh, these are my ratchet cousins, because I got a few. I got a few. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't mean that they're not. I mean, I got a few ratchet cousins that are school teachers. So it's not about education and all, you know what I'm saying? It's just, that's just what it is. But I came in kind of like thinking that, say that, Polo?
I didn't say nothing.
Huh?
I
Oh,
didn't
I
say
thought you said something. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, okay, my bad. I just hear feedback. Oh, I thought you said something. So I came in with the notion that, oh, okay, this is not something that I want to personally do, but I do find them very interesting, and I do find some of these people extremely likable, and I do want to talk to them. I mean, again, I stayed in the class for a year, and I'm like, I started. I mean, I'm seeing these people every day. So there, how could there, if there's not a kinship, then the only other thing is that, we know a few people that are going to be making fun of us or going to be divisive. But there's only really two ways to go. Either I like a large majority of these people, or they're ridiculous. This is buffoonery. I'm going to go this route. But for the majority of us, there is a clear kinship. But how far do we take that kinship when we're talking about our business?
I
Because
understand.
now, Sassy getting off of work and doing a live is her real life. It's not YouTube anymore. It may be her hobby or her part-time job may be on YouTube, but this is actually Sassy in the flesh having to contribute to this side hustle in a meaningful way. So at that point, how do I separate myself from my real business, my real business model, my real business plan? And I'm not in this for shits and giggles. I'm in this to see if I can be successful, and successful means money for me personally.
Yes. So Jay Dunn,
So
can I just say this? So I share again. If I'm in the chat, I'm gonna share it. So there's a person that Mr. Fulton. I love Mr. Fulton. Mr. Fulton would be on my page all the time, but Lord knows you got to have patience with Mr. Fulton. So I saw Mr. Fulton one day in Jay Dunn's chat, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Um, because again, Mr. Fulton is somebody that you have to have patience with, and he doesn't mean any harm, but he'll literally come in and say, "Hey, my brother's birthday is today," because again, my channel is diverse, and so that's it's just diverse. And he'll come in and say, "My brother's birthday is today," or "I got a live." And over here in the beef sector, that is unacceptable. And so when I saw him go into Jay Don's chat, because again, I share, so he's somebody that follows me. I was just like, "Oh my God, Lord, please!" Like I prayed that entire uh, I prayed that entire live. But then I heard her say, "Hey, Mr. Fulton, da da da," and so I was like, "Oh wait, so they've gotten a connection. They've what I'm saying." So I get what Jay Don is saying, because wherever you are, when you share it, the people that follow you are going to be the ones that get it. And so, yeah.
what was Jay Don's comment about? I don't know if you can find it anymore. I know I was having,
she
About the
said,
I
subscribe.
had gotten a phone call. What did she say? Something about if you share,
yeah,
if
so
other beef sector content creators share it.
she said, I'm saying that your videos will show up in the recommendations as those same B sector folks who share the videos. If you want your videos in a different sector, you have to network with these folks. So take it back, asked her, Jay Dunn. So you're saying that CCs that don't want to be attached to the beef sector should ask y'all not to share their videos if they don't want to be in that algorithm? And then Jay Dunn say, eventually, yes. That's why I don't ask people here to share my other channel. It's because I want that channel to organically reach a different audience. But I don't think it would reach a different audience because it's attached. When you bounce from one to the other, it's gonna be the same audience.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
See, I don't know if you guys understand about. I
Drink.
mean, and see, I don't even like how I just heard that sentence. Let me say this. I know a little bit about search engine optimization, um, which is SEO. If those other content, if those other content creators, huh?
No, but you don't.
Oh, if those other content creators are subscribed to other people outside of the beef sector, wouldn't it eventually put me in their algorithm as well? Or are we saying that the only people or the majority of people that the people that are sharing just have, they're not into crafts, they're not into makeup, they're not into world travel, they're just one-sided. The only people that they have on their playlist are beef sector content creators.
That's a great question. But I know for me, like with Mr. Fulton has autism, and that's just me. He's an adult with autism. His channel is about music. I've shared Jay Dunn's live before, so I don't know if that's how they connected or not. But I'm just assuming that's how the connection may have occurred. Not trying to take credit.
Well, she said that he has been a subby since the beginning of 2020. I was interviewed by a man named TR, and that show
Yeah,
Fulton found me. He used to call in.
yes, and so the TR show is where that's what I consider home. That's where I started. That's where I came out. That's where I was bred, if that makes sense. And so, but I still never limited myself, if that makes sense. And so, yeah. And so that's a different area, community, I guess. But at the same time, if you have all the same subs and it's not shared out, it would have to be eventually shared out by somebody that's not in the community to get it out of the community. Or another
It
thing,
absolutely
I
has to be.
that aren't in the
But
community
that's
because
depending
I
upon that person. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but it absolutely, Jay Dunn's overall point is correct. It absolutely eventually has to get out of that particular algorithm, right? Or that particular like minded, but that's up to the content creator. What are you doing different that brings your stuff and applies your hashtags and your search engine optimization, i.e., algorithm, for other people to even want to talk about it? Because
mm-hmm,
another thing that I find is that people are teetering the fence. So if you have a whole beautiful tea shop in the suburbs, but your customer service is whack as hell, your products are not as good as they can get up the street, you're not marketing yourself, in a way that makes them know that you have something different to offer, then the only people that are going to come check you out are your cousins from the hood. So it's still, and even them, after a while, they're going to stop coming by. They're just there to support initially because they kind of sort of did you. But after a while, even they'll stop. So the sales are going to go down. So if I liken it to a business mode, it's still about what are you doing. You can get your first few customers from your friends and family. That's sales 101.
mm-hmm.
But to flourish, you have to do something different. But that's on you. That don't have anything to do with anybody else, where you grew up. What that don't It's all about you and your product and how you're selling that product and how
Agreed.
you present that to your clients.
I agree because somebody can share your video and you can get 500 subs, but if you can't hold their attention, you're not gonna even get those 500 views. And
Yes.
a lot of
Yeah.
people, like I feel like everybody that has shared my video since I came on, I think they genuinely. I never asked anybody. I think they genuinely wanted to do it. But you have some people that they act like they support you, but they won't share because they feel like it's that thing that they feel like you're gonna do something that you're gonna surpass them, and you're gonna do something that they not doing. I'm not that type of person because, like I told y'all in another video, what's for me is for me, and
Yes,
that's
go.
just how it is.
There's a guy.
Another thought that I had, I'm
Oh,
sorry,
I'm sorry.
real quick. Another thought that I had that I think I told Langston was, what if you went to their establishment and you didn't like it? Are you then still supposed to give them a raving review because they're a cousin, or because they're a cousin of a cousin? Like, what
Absolutely.
if sometimes people aren't sharing stuff because they don't dig the content?
Yeah. And some
Right.
stuff I won't share because it does just because I'm there. Good example. Let's talk about family. So let's talk about just the crazy uncle. I'll say just I got a crazy uncle. Some folk I ain't gonna take to my crazy uncle house. Just for the safety of them and me. I'm just not gonna even take you to my crazy uncle house because my uncle is crazy. And so I applied it to some of the videos I share too. Not saying that the person is crazy. It's just some stuff that if it doesn't align with my core, then I'm not gonna share it out. And it's no disrespect to the person because I'm there. So I don't know if that makes me a hypocrite because I enjoy being there. But that's almost like I said, in real life, like going to the club. I ain't gonna go to the club with everybody. I'm not gonna have drinks with
Well, like I
everybody.
said, yeah, you don't just because you might smoke a little crack don't mean you need to be taking your nieces and nephews to the crack house now, does it?
This is my first time ever interacting with Sassy. You a trip. I love you though. I like the way your brain works. It's different than mine, but
Now
I
to just be
get
on
it.
it.
But see, take it back. It was two things you said. So one, and I can't remember. I'm sorry because the first one
Thanks, Joyce.
I agree with you, but this
I'm over
part
there.
here, um, when you say you can never rely on family and friends alone in business, that is very true. I'm also that person
Very.
to make sure that I don't support anybody more than I support my friends and family. Does that make sense? So it now if you're now don't get me wrong, I'm also
You
that
one of
person.
the
If,
few,
if your
Aisha.
customer service sucks, I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna give you an opportunity to fix it. You don't fix it, I'm gonna have to take my business somewhere else. I don't believe in just supporting black because it's black.
Yeah.
I need you to have customer service should not be extinct. I believe in great customer service. I believe in offering people um what they come to you for, if that makes sense. And so, oh God, I want to use this example so bad, but I don't want it to be misconstrued. Um, so if a platform, so this is how, if a platform is known for a particular thing, then who am I to come in and say this is not a successful model, but the platform is doing great, but it may not be the way that I would run a business. Does that make sense?
Of
And so
course, that's what we were just talking about. I mean, people do things all day, every day that they don't want the next person either knowing about or they don't want to introduce them to. You know, I mean, I'm not gonna go to kids on the street and say, "Hey, I drink wine every day. You should drink wine every day." Now, do I give a fuck about what y'all think about me drinking wine every day? No, I do not.
mm-mm.
But I'm saying everything is not for everybody. I mean, so I just think sometimes people are so sensitive, and in the real world, in a real business, which for me personally, I don't pick up hobbies that don't make money. I'm just not, I don't understand it because I like my chill time. So if I'm spending some more time after work, I need to be making money at. So if I'm looking at this as a business, then that's just what it is. And I'm not going to make any exceptions or excuses about it. And so it doesn't mean that I'm talking down about the beach sector because I'm here. I met all of you guys from there. I met my boyfriend, my bougie boyfriend in the beach sector. So I'm the last person to be like, oh, but that I would liken that to meeting him at a gas station in the hood, and we just happened to be there.
Right. I want to
But
say
it
something.
doesn't mean that I'm gonna start telling people to go to the gas station and hang out so they can meet their boyfriend. This doesn't make any sense. Go ahead. I'm sorry,
Right.
Polo.
No, that's okay. What I want to say is, okay, just say for instance, okay, like you said, if it's a hobby of yours, you wanted to make money. So if you all, it's all about the coin. Okay, I get that. So what I'm saying, okay,
I
I'm
didn't
a
say it's all about the coin, but
no.
go ahead.
Sometimes it is. I mean, okay, I'm gonna go with this. If it makes dollars, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense.
Uh-huh.
So that makes
Okay.
it all about the
Okay.
coin. That makes
Mhm.
it all about the
Mhm.
coin. So what I'm saying is, when we say we you we in the beef sector, but we not of the beef sector, like Armin said. So if I'm on here, I'm a barber. I have a brand. So I'm not gonna be on here cutting up and acting up where somebody type in my name and then I pop up. So like what Jay Dunn was saying, I kind of disagree because you're saying that you have another channel that you're trying to reach another audience, but you drop that link to that new channel in the old channel where you cussing and fussing. So what are you gonna drive to the new channel?
Those same people.
The same people. So is what's the difference? So if I'm saying, because I am thinking of if either I'm gonna turn this channel and make this one and be about me, or I'm gonna add some of my barber stuff to this one, or I may do another one. But they're still gonna be connected because if I grow this one and then I want to open up that one, or if I grow them together, I'm gonna cross y'all support them. So
Mhm.
if I'm gonna say, hey Sassy, hey Aisha, hey Joyce, can you go hit the link, hit that page? Can you sub to that one? So I'm driving the same traffic from
Mhm.
one to the other. So how do you're not gonna bring that one out? That don't make sense because
And
how did I
The
find
other
out?
thing that will happen, the other thing that'll happen is say you have a shop in the hood and you got a shop in the suburbs, or you
Right.
have two totally different reviews on them, or two totally people have two totally different experiences, and they're gonna find out about the shop in the hood
that's
and
and
those
that
bad experiences
yes, and that's what
if they
that
have any.
and for me that the consistency is key. What you see, and I get it. Jack Wilson said when he comes on, I'm sorry, I don't want to disrespect Dr. Pastor Jay Wilson said when he comes on
Oh
here,
God.
there's a persona. When he logs off, there's something different. Well, and I can respect that because some people really do. I think it's Abe even where she's like this is when she says this channel is about satire. If if you're sensitive to this channel may not be for you. Like those things, I can truly respect.
But girl, those two examples, Lord knows I like me some babe. It has reached her real life.
How does it not
Her
though?
real life.
How does it not? And I never came here
It
thinking
because it's actually you. So you're saying that they're saying, and when I say you, I mean the universal you, they're saying it is a persona, but your persona has reached your real life. So is it you or not? Because this persona has reached your real life, has affected your real life.
yeah. Yeah.
I'm
But
just, and I have to keep bringing it there for my own sanity because before I made this decision, I had to be very, very thoughtful because I had a presence on Facebook, and I had to be very thoughtful, and I cannot go into this as though there are not several blueprints already laid down for me, and I can just see the blueprints laid out for me. It's like I think Sipping said in HB, who the hell is trying crack or meth nowadays, knowing what he does? Millions of people, because that's not going to happen to them. But the blueprint has been laid out several times over.
I
If
think it.
you anchor, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, for me, it's still consistency. And the one thing I've noticed is that people don't pay attention to consistency, though. They are determined to to find, to dig. Even with Sir King, like, what's wrong with him wanting to be behind Avatar and not show himself? Like, if that's his brand, but it's that human. I don't say human nature because I don't care, but for some people, it's that I gotta know that causes them to dig and go, and then it transfers over to a person's real life. So for me, that's why I always, well, I didn't know this at first, but I came on very transparent because I didn't want to have to deal with trolls, or not trolls, but the doxing or the thinking that you can bully me because of some different information. Or no, I am who I am, here, off here, whatever. People, I'm the same person. Take it or leave it. I really don't care. I mean, you get what I'm saying. And when I say I
But
really
what
don't,
I'm talking about in regards to them, when I say it reached their real life, it's because of the beefing, if that's what we want to call it.
yeah.
That's the reason why it touched, their real lives. And so I'm saying if it was just online persona, then I think I'm not sure if it would like be tangible in your real life because that would mean that you could literally just go. That to me is a troll. When trolls are doing what they're doing in chats, they're causing havoc. And I like trolls. I don't think all trolls are divisive or malicious in their intent. Some of them just want to speak their mind and they have too much to lose. But so if you take a real troll that is not obsessive or excessive, they just say what they have say, they're speaking their truth, they're in to say something relevant, and then they're out. It never touches their real lives. They don't have to tell a soul. They don't even have to tell their husband that they're laying next to every night because they're not even talking. They're not panelists. They're not CCs. They can just type whatever they're typing, and it's no big thing. I'm just doing my YouTube thing. But when it gets to a point of touching your real life, then it cannot any longer be called a persona because however you reacted to the person who reacted to you that caused this thing is now real.
That's the dysfunction of the beef sector, though, because it's
It's
I,
not just on B sector, but yeah, YouTube or platforms.
right. In the beginning, let's see, on that channel, Beauty by Joyce Vlogs, I began to be transparent, especially about my military sexual trauma. Now, it had never been thrown into my face, but I've seen people that have been transparent and talked to other, especially other women, about things that women go through, and it be thrown in their face, their own traumas, their own transparency be thrown in their face. Now, I've seen that all over YouTube.
Most
One,
it has
mhm.
it happens. It happen. I see it happen in this sector a lot. But somebody said this last week, and I don't know who it was. That oh my god, who said it? Oh, I don't remember who it was, but they said basically, how can you use something against? I think it was DKL. How can you use something against me that I've shared with you that no longer affects me? And so I think it was
But
DKL.
that happens at every level.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a lot of
one
people
of the
there with transparency.
YouTubers that I love, Keisha Kaylee. I've seen her. She has grown up basically on YouTube from college to where she is now with a family of she got 3 kids. And I've seen people take anything that she's gone through that she's been open and transparent about. They've been used against her docs to go to her home, call CPS, all kinds of things. And this woman is probably almost at 1 million. So I think we have to learn, especially. I think YouTube is it makes you grow up faster, and you know how in real life, I say real life, in everyday life, you know how you come across people. Sometimes it may take you a long time to come across people that do certain things that you don't like. In YouTube, you get it quicker, so it does make you grow a thick skin quicker because you coming in contact with a whole lot of people that you probably wouldn't have in such a short amount of time. If that makes sense. So I mean, it's not just the beef sector. I've seen it outside of it, but it's
Absolutely.
more prevalent over here.
I wouldn't even say it's more prevalent over here. Um, you there's a guy called Bad Challenge Podcast, and when I first started watching him, I was like, whoa, like exposing things on YouTube and different algorithms. But then he just started going after families, like mom, what do you call it? Like the mom sector, the autism sector. There's a guy that's called Autism Dad. They've had CPS called on them. They talk about their videos, right? Like straight, like it's like horribly. So the stuff that happens here still happens everywhere else. It's not like it just happens here. It happens across YouTube. I love how I think her name is I just started watching her Lovely Mimi or Living with Mimi or something. She's a nail tech Vietnamese. How
Yeah,
she talks about and how open she is about um her life in the things that have happened and how people try to talk about her kids and those things and how she doesn't allow it to affect her. It was her. That's who I got that from. As a matter of fact, it was her. But she said she's been on here since 2015. She had to grow to know that. In the beginning, it bothered her.
I want to highlight. this comment on the screen. I don't really think this is from Slim Thick. Hey Slim Thick. I don't really think content creators have to say they aren't from the beef sector because their content will speak for itself. I mean, obviously that's going to be true
I agree.
at
I
some
agree.
point. I know for me, that's why I wanted to do the, sassy interview with Sassy because I did feel like it was very pertinent. I didn't want to hide from the fact that these are my cousins. You know what I'm saying? That my first thousand may come from my hood. You know what I'm saying? May come from the people that I've been chit chatting with for a year and a half. So I knew for a fact that I did not want to denounce the beef sector. It's just clear and it's clear more than me just saying it. It's clear because of my actions, which I think actions definitely speak louder than
Somebody
words.
got
That
some
I'm just
feedback.
not. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Sassy.
Hello. Oh, yeah, and I just wanted to be clear in my introduction video about what my content was. I don't speak in the negative, so I didn't ever say I'm not gonna be in the beef sector and I'm not of the. I didn't want to say that because to me that was like denouncing family. I mean, I'm just gonna put it real. Like where I come from, where you pop off from or where you start or how you get that beginning must always be said. So if I am successful, I will be telling this story for years to come. But it will be a success story to say, just like anybody else, anybody else that becomes successful. I don't know people, and I know a lot of successful people. I don't know people who don't still claim where they came from, so to speak. You understand what I'm saying? Even their virtual being, like that's just a necessity. But and I do think that sometimes but you do have to be nuanced about it. It is necessary to give reverence to those people who are supporting you, but to also let them know what they should be looking forward to if they're going to be tuning into you. So I just wanted to say that properly. I don't like the spiteful, yeah, girl. That's just obvious.
I,
Yeah, I
I
don't
Horrible.
like
heard
that either.
Anyway,
But I enjoyed this conversation, ladies.
Me
me
too.
too, y'all.
Aisha, you said you was jumping down and you didn't cook the whole meal while you didn't talk.
I cooked the whole meal. I got to make up for the however long I've been on here. I got to make up for that on in work hours. So yeah, let me jump down so I can finish out my work day. This has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you, Polo, for being such a
Thank
gracious
you.
host, and thank you, ladies, so much
Bessie, did you hear
for
me?
the conversation.
Aisha saying
What'd
something
you
to you,
say,
sis.
Polo?
Aisha saying something
Oh,
to you.
You almost lost your life with a box of rice. Like, it was serious.
ooh, girl, that box of rice almost hit. Girl, because I use boiling bag because I'm a great cook, but I can't cook rice, so I use boiling bag. Honey, that boiling bag rice came down on my forehead. I think I need to put some shea butter on it. Anyway, y'all.
hey, can
All
you
right, y'all.
Sassy's link in the chat so I can click on hers because I didn't know what her link was.
George saying something to you,
It's
Sassy.
I can't put it in there because I'm not a moderator, but it's the Sassy Show. TheSassy Show. The Sassy Show. So I
Oh,
hopefully you can find it.
all right, I'll go look for it.
Okay, thank you guys. Okay, we'll be talking soon for sure. Polo, I'm gonna hit you up in a minute.
Okay. Thank you.
Have a
Okay,
good
bye you guys. Bye. Happy Tuesday. Bye y'all.
I
All right.
found her. I got her. I just
one. I fully enjoyed it. I'm about to go pick up my baby. But thank you. I enjoyed this.
No, thank you. Thank you. Because I know you said you was gonna jump down too. So everybody came. We had I enjoyed the conversation. That's probably like a beat to be continued.
Yeah, most definitely.
I appreciate it. I enjoyed speaking with you ladies. I'm already subscribed to you, Aisha. I just needed to subscribe to Sassy. I found you, Sassy. So thanks so much, Polo, for letting me up and enjoying everything. Y'all have a good day.
You
George, you know we go way back, and I gotta still come over there and clink yours. So let me know when you're ready, so we can collab on something.
All right, gotcha.
All right, thank y'all. Y'all have a good one.
with you. I may call it with you tomorrow. I'll let you know for sure.
Okay, let me know. You can hit me up on IG.
Okay.
But if not, you just come in there and kick it with us.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Aisha.
Thank y'all. Bye.
All right. Bye. All right, y'all. I'm about to get up out of here. I gotta go take care of some business. I want to thank Aisha for coming up, Sassy for coming up, and Joyce for coming up. I want to thank everybody that participated in the chat. And I also want to give a shout out to get this right quick before I get out of here. I want to give a shout out to Joyce for sharing my video. I want to give a shout out to Lovely Love for sharing my video, Simply A for sharing my video, Peace Love for sharing my video, Armin Brown for sharing my video, and Aisha for sharing my video. We'll be culling tomorrow night at 7:30 Central Standard Time, culling with the crew. I'll see y'all then. Everybody else, y'all have a blessed day. And thank you, J Dunn. I see you got to lay down and get your relax on. I hope you get to feeling better. And properly I'll catch your live tonight. And I appreciate everybody. Oh, thank you, properly. I didn't get that. I got the heart. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, properly. I'm sorry. And I catch yours tonight. Everybody have a good day. It's hot. Stay hydrated. Wear your mask. And I'll see y'all later. Peace.